We'll just chill out for a second. I want to make sure that we are rocking.
Rock and roll.
Woo, woo, woo.
It's Tuesday night.
It's Tuesday night. We could be streaming now, but let's just take a second to make sure.
Time for that robot bear action.
Robot bear action.
Are we on?
I'm going to assume but it's slowly going because you know how the internet is struggling sometimes. The struggle is real. It looks like we are streaming.
London's got 5G. Come on, America.
Oh, we have 5G now. Okay.
We do?
Yeah, we do. My phone says 5G.
No.
Yes, it
really?
does.
I don't think mine
does. Anyways, I believe we are live, so I'm going to call it that we're live.
Hey.
Hey,
hello.
How you doing, Luke?
I'm doing good, Eric. How are you?
I'm great.
We have a special guest today.
Yes, we do.
Hello.
Back from, 9 episodes ago.
Yep.
We got Yoskay Yamamoto, who just had his opening here at the Giant Robot Gallery.
Woohoo.
Congratulations. It's a beautiful show.
Thanks, Luke. Thank you.
If
It is a
you
beautiful show.
weren't able
Thanks,
to
Eric.
make it out to the opening on Saturday, this show will be up for...
Till the 19th.
Yeah.
Boom.
So please come on out here and experience, the whimsical... Let's say whimsical.
Whimsical?
Yeah,
Whimsical.
I think that's the right word.
Like stylings of Mr.
Stylings. Oh, yes.
of Mr. Yoskay Yamamoto.
Thank you.
Okay, well, first, someone was like, is it Yoskay or is it Yosuke? Yosuke? Like Japanese.
You know what?
What is it? Which one is it, man?
I spent too many years here now. Like, I don't think I would know the difference unless I have my parents next to me and they say my name.
Right.
Yeah. Because I'm so used to
Yosuke?
saying Yoskay, which is
that's
like
wrong.
American
That's totally
sounding.
Wrong. Yeah.
So.
But the problem
Because
is...
it's more like Yosuke. Yosuke. That sounds right.
Yosuke.
Yeah, Yosuke.
So would you spell it Y-O-U-S?
Ke is my legal spelling.
Yeah.
Like
But-
on my driver's license.
It's Y-O-S-U-K-E.
Yeah, on my passport.
But if it's Yosuke, would it be Y-O-U-S-U-K-E?
No, that's a spelling. Like they give you an option,
Yeah.
so you can spell it with a U or without the U.
I got you.
Yeah.
That's after the K, right? Y-O...
No, it's like,
after the S. After Y-O-S-U-K-E-Y.
no. What am I saying? What am I saying is like you can spell it like Y-O-U.
Yeah. Yosuke.
Yo.
S-U-K-E, or you can spell Y-O.
S-U-K.
S-U-K-E.
Yeah. That's a more common way, I think.
Because in Japan, like my hiragana goes Yosuke.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
So that's
So there is a U, but like when you pronounce it, it becomes like
okay.
Yosuke.
So is there a Yosuke that doesn't have the U, the extra U?
No,
There's
really.
no such thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
so okay, shit.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
I didn't know that. All right.
Yeah.
There you go. So what's our top fives? Are we gonna
All
do this
right.
now?
Top 5.
Are you starting it?
I can start it.
Luke's going first. Top fives.
All right. This is a pretty anime heavy top 5 for me.
Nerd.
I'm gonna fucking get all kinds of weeb jokes from this one.
It's okay.
I've been really into the latest season of Attack on Titan. They just kind of hit a huge climax this week with the story, and to see it animated was just freaking amazing. Like, it was moving. I was like sitting there on the toilet with my fucking tablet watching, the
That's
latest
awesome.
episode.
Wait, is that season 2 or season
3.
Oh, season
part
3.
2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So this is new. Like, is
Yeah,
this
brand-
real time new?
Wait,
real time.
where do you watch it?
On Crunchyroll.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's legit.
And if you know the story, I'm assuming you guys don't know the story.
I do.
You
I
know?
watched the first season.
Yeah, me too.
No, it like this. Well, I've been reading both the manga and I've been reading the.
Super nerd.
I'm
Watching the anime.
and watching the anime, and like the story in the comic is true. The manga, the anime is true to the manga.
Oh, nice.
And like the manga story is crazy right now.
Oh, wow.
But like at the point where they're at right now, because they're like maybe like a couple years behind from the manga.
Okay.
And it's like this really intense point, and I fucking love it.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
Then I've been really into another anime called Kimetsu no Yaiba, which also
I never heard of that.
yeah, it's another Shonen Jump kind
Okay.
of,
Say that again. What?
Kimetsu no Yaiba. K-I-M-E-E.
Do you know what that means, Yoskay?
They translate.
Help us.
Yeah, come on here. You can
Come
look
on.
at
He's all-
look at it. Look at it.
He even said, "Come on." He was like, "Come on, Yoskay." Come on.
I know Yaiba means blade,
Right.
but I'm not sure what Kimetsu is.
So it's they call it Demon Slayer in English,
Okay.
and I've been reading that manga for a while. I usually keep up with the Shonen Jump
Awesome.
stuff because I'm like a
Awesome.
teenage boy
Yeah,
at heart.
yeah.
and,
Everybody is.
That one, like
That's all tablet though, right? You're reading it all in tablet and stuff.
I read it on tablet, yeah.
Yeah,
And
okay.
then but whenever he does like crazy weird like kind of magical sword moves, like all the effects turn into like, was it like ukiyo or
Ukiyo-e?
Ukiyo-e?
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
fucking style, fucking
Oh, that's awesome.
illustrations,
I wanna see
waves, and
So
everything
it
like
gets
that.
kind of arty then.
Oh, I think it's visually amazing. It's created by the animation studio UFO Table, which I think
UFO
is,
Table.
you know,
Props to them. I don't know who they are.
yeah,
But
they're just one of the
a good name.
new kids, I guess.
it's a good name. I don't know what table means though. UFO Table.
Table.
Okay.
I don't know. Japanese people in English, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Gotcha.
UFO table.
Yeah.
I know.
Designer Toy Awards. Apparently, Possessed got chosen
Oh, yay!
to be like a kind of.
Congrats.
Thanks. Though I wasn't there, and they didn't give me a heads up about it. You
Oh,
know,
wow.
I sent a friend of mine sent me a video and
Sweet.
saying like it got like my Possessed toy got selected to be in some sort of like, I don't know, kind of
It's awesome.
thing. And then Yosuke Yamamoto.
Woohoo.
That was like, the highlight of my Saturday,
Oh, sweet.
coming
Thank
out.
you,
A
man.
lot of fucking amazing people showed up. Apparently, Andrew Hem was here, and he was under the impression that, like,
Wait,
ran
him
away.
showed up?
I don't know. That's what.
I didn't see him.
I
Yeah,
didn't
me
see him
neither.
either. Okay, well, that's what Tom. Or unless there was a different Andrew that Thomas was
Oh,
talking.
Thomas was talking about Andrew, different last name.
Oh, okay, I thought I was Andrew like Hem. I'm like I didn't see him.
No, Hem. Sorry, Hem sent me a text earlier saying like he was at his cousin's birthday and he wasn't gonna be able to make it.
Oh. No, it's okay.
No, it's okay. It's totally okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a great show.
Oh, thanks, man.
A lot of people
Appreciate
were there out. It was good
Yeah,
to
yeah.
see a lot of people.
Good turnout.
And my number one was last night. I saw Mono, who are from Japan, and like if you're into like building melodic kind of instrumental rock that like crescends to freaking white noise and rapid fire drums, then Mono's the band for you.
I gotta check it out.
Like
They're
it's
cool.
they're
They're cool.
they're the most cinematic like kind of band that I can
I
think
think
of.
they're
wow.
almost too heavy for me. I
Oh,
would say.
they're heavy.
Yeah, they're a little too heavy for me. Is kind of how I'd put it. But I mean, they're rad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I was going to do a music video for a band, Mono would probably be like my first choice.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so-
Wow!
Wow.
But yep, that's
Awesome.
my top
That's
five.
a badass 5 right there. I'm gonna follow it up with loss here. Okay, I'll do the best. I'll do the best I can. Let's see, my 5. I want to start with Rotten Tomatoes. I actually did I was part of their review of Godzilla movie.
I saw that.
Yeah, and that was kind of cool. So I did a talk at Rotten Tomatoes, just like one of those lunchtime, like a presentation of Giant Robot, the history, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone there was like, "You're the Giant Robot guy," and he was like, "Next week we want you on the Godzilla show, the Godzilla review show." So I went and did that. I didn't like the movie, so I played the villain, basically, and I said a lot of stuff about it that made people. It looks like I'm making a lot of people mad.
I felt
Oh,
so
wow.
bad for that New York
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah.
Wait, were you one of the only one with a negative?
No, there
comment?
was another one.
Yeah,
okay.
the girl sitting next to you also had a
Yeah.
rotten.
Yeah. So we gave it basically 2 rottens, and the other 2 gave it thumbs ups.
Yeah,
Okay.
too
Yeah.
fresh.
Yeah. So I did that, which is cool. And
Yeah.
hopefully they said that they claimed that it was really good and they really liked it, even though I thought I could do it better. And then they said, the producer said, "Oh, we'd like to have you on again for other stuff." So
Oh, that's awesome.
We'll see. Maybe I'll get to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. My Twitter blew up that day. It was pretty funny.
Nice.
Yeah. When it went up, it was just like my Twitter was
In a
like,
good
wow.
way or bad way?
Good. I mean,
Okay.
because the other 2 are the other people. Like one's a comedian, and the other 2 are like streamers.
Okay.
Which one's the host is the
The host
comedian.
is the comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah. And But
Because he's funny.
But the one in New York, when she posted it, man, it's gotten 500 and something likes on Twitter and retweets and.
It's kind of funny
crazy.
because like he kept on like going, now I want to talk to Eric, because he he looked at you as the authority figure.
Reason being too is I'm not the regular. So they, he's trying to make me fit in better. Because and he was really good at it.
Yeah, no, he was. I mean, he
what
kept
a great host. He's a natural.
Yeah.
But yeah, he kept, he was keeping everybody involved. But he had a script kind of that he was working with, not quite, but kind of a script. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was working that way. And then that's an edited show, so I didn't know that they edited it.
Did you have a lot? Did you say a lot of other stuff that wasn't in the final cut?
I didn't even watch the final cut, so well. But I know that they edited it together because there was some stuff I had to say after we were done. They're like, okay, we had a couple of pickups, and they added a few things, not just me, but others, and because they're just like, oh, this, like the narrative isn't working, so then they added stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not a big deal. And then they edited it, and it was out 12 hours later.
You are a former director of film,
and also
that's right,
editor of Giant Robot.
Yeah,
so there you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, so okay, there's that. Number 2 on my list is Michelin stars. The restaurants, Michelin stars.
They came back to
yeah,
LA,
they've been
right?
back.
It came out, and around this area, let's see. Well, first Naka, a restaurant I like. Expensive, but I like them.
Is that the one George interviewed?
Well, I was there too.
Okay.
And I've been there like maybe 3 times.
Okay.
But they got 2 stars.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, and they were on that show, one of those food shows. I forgot which one.
Like
Chef's Table?
Chef's Table.
MasterChef.
I think it was
or something.
Chef's Table. I think that was it. But they got 2 stars. And
Oh
then
my
there's
God,
a
that's
Cato
amazing.
restaurant called Cato in this area, in this Sawtell neighborhood. They got 1 star.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he's 27 years old and owns his own restaurant.
Dude, even
Oh,
1
wow.
star is an
He
amazing
got a
feat.
star. Mori Sushi, which is also like on Pico right there, like really
Okay.
close by, got a star.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Mori Sushi, awesome. So those 3 in this area, and then there's a bunch of restaurants I never heard of.
Wait, so when did they award the stars?
I think just a couple days ago. Wow. Yeah. So I was just really happy that Naka got 2 stars. I was like, that's badass.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
That's
they
amazing.
are badass. And I'm
like
glad.
fucking they abandoned Los Angeles. They thought we were a fucking joke.
Yeah, why do they leave? Or why do they...
I don't know. But LA has no 3-star restaurants.
No.
San Francisco?
But does the United States even have any 3-star fucking restaurants?
I have no idea. But LA has none. But these, all these restaurants in LA got stars or 2 stars,
That's
which is
awesome.
awesome. Congrats to all of them.
Yeah,
man.
no, exactly. I mean,
But I mean, I don't really follow the Michelin guide, but I'm just more happy that the folks got some.
it's just kind of
notoriety.
problematic because now you're gonna have to wait forever to fucking get a fucking table at these
Oh,
places.
all of these places you have to wait anyway. You can't. These are all reservation places.
I know, fucking
Mori,
annoying.
you could go for lunch, but I mean these other ones are like dinner only. And I think Kate. Oh no, sorry. And Naka, I think it's months.
Oh, wow.
You can't get in for months. But I've been there like 3 times. They're really good. It's really good. So
All
okay.
right, I'll have to look it up.
Number 3, Neko Restaurant, NECCO. I ate a vegetarian plate there and I loved it. They made their own sauces. It's beautiful. I actually ate everything and I was full.
I wasn't. I mean, not to diss on their quality of food and ingredients, because it is top notch. But when I drop like good $20 and plus, I want to be full after I eat my meal, and I wasn't. And onigiri should be bigger.
I don't know. I thought it was good, man.
I mean, it looked great. It tasted
And
great.
all the vegetables are like organic and they get them from farmers markets and all that kind of stuff.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're charging like $20 plus, like
I don't know, man.
Better be freaking
I
organic.
think there's a lot of places that charge 20. That's you're not going to get organic stuff.
I
but
guess so.
I don't know.
I guess I'm just
it's
used
like
to my
farmers market.
neighborhood price in my Long Beach. That's usually a lot cheaper.
Oh, okay.
LBC
Sorry.
represent.
Sorry, I guess you can't. You're not going to support the Japanese restaurant.
No, I mean I might go again, but I don't
okay.
know.
Okay.
I'll just eat something prior going to next.
Oh my God. Okay, there you go. Neko Restaurant on Westwood Boulevard. Check it out. I've only went recently and I really liked it. Oh, I believe James Jean went
Nice.
the next day, and he sent me a message saying, "Was it crowded?" And it was because it was on a Sunday when he went, and I told him no. And I went on Saturday, and I was like, "No, not at all. Like kind of empty." And then he wrote and he sent me a message saying, "We need to blow this place up," meaning like make it popular. Yeah. So because he liked it. And he got full. So, okay, anyways. Number 4, the Yoskay show and talk. We're in the Yoskay
Awesome.
show. Amazing show. He did a talk on the next day, and I think he did a great job. And
Thanks,
he said that was
Eric.
your first talk, which
Yep.
is great, right? He actually had a little slide
I missed the
presentation.
talk.
It was
It's all
wonderful.
good. It's all good.
There's clips of it. but there's, yeah, you did a great job, man.
Thank
I was
you,
really,
Eric.
Really happy to see that, and be part of that because I was like, dude, you did a great job. That was my opinion, and like I said, little things to work on here and there, but
Yep,
overall, man,
yep.
now I learned, man, anyone who was here, if you're a fan, it was great. And
But-
imagine like 10 minutes before you started, it was empty.
Right. No. Yeah, it was decent.
And right when
crowd.
you started, like
Yeah.
maybe 5 minutes later or 5 minutes after,
Yeah.
whatever, the room was pretty packed.
Yeah, that was like one thing I was worried about.
Yeah, you rocked it, man. So congrats.
Nice.
I think like I was saying earlier, like doing Terada-san's translation really helped me get used to talking or being in front of people.
Yeah. Cool, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 5, the neighborhood council election. Thanks for voting for me. I think both of you might have voted for me.
Yep.
I voted.
Yeah,
That's
so-
why I missed Yoskay's talk.
That's okay.
So,
okay.
so the good news is, while we're sitting right here live, like real time, I just got a text, like right now, like literally.
Really?
When we were just finishing up number
No
4.
way.
Okay, so the results, unofficial results came in. Let's see. So this was a really dismal year for amount of voting, and I don't know what the total votes are.
Okay.
But I do know that out of everybody, for what it's worth, it doesn't mean shit. It looks like I have the most votes.
Whoa, that's awesome.
I think
Nice.
I have the most votes. I think.
Sweet.
But none of that really matters.
Congrats, Eric.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
but-
doesn't really matter.
You know what,
but it's more like, just kind of wondering how everyone else is going to do and who I'm going to work with in the
Did you
future.
get any of the other numbers for any of the other
Well, see,
nominees?
so here's the interesting part. So this neighborhood council thing, I mean, some get thousands of voters. Literally, a couple thousand people come to vote. We have 30,000 people here, and I think about 300 people came.
Wait,
Which
what's
is
the
kind of
percentage?
Bad. That's like
less than
1%.
1%.
That's like
Yeah.
that's like less than 1%.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
but then the weird thing is, I think 200 people were regular voters. Like, let's say you guys were regular, normal voters.
Okay.
But 88. Okay, so there was 200 regulars. 88 were provisional, and that means they just showed up and voted, but they didn't qualify. You know what I'm
Why?
saying? They were either didn't live here, they didn't have any documentation to say, hey,
But they let them vote anyways.
you can, but it's provisional, and you get a slip that basically tells you that it will not be official until you clear it up, and you have 3 days to do so.
Okay.
So like 88. So
But
like,
they didn't clear.
well, we don't know yet.
Oh,
They
okay.
have till tomorrow.
I
But
see.
just imagine that means 1/3 of the people who came were not exactly
Oh, wow.
supposed, like not qualified voters. It's weird, 1/3. So
Do you-
anyways, there you go.
Was this guy? Do you have the stats on this guy?
17 votes. He's not going to make it. 17 votes ain't going to do it.
This is his bio. It's pretty funny. It's
Yeah.
literally 2 words.
He's trolling,
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Wow.
I was so amused by that. I had to take a picture of it.
Hey, did you vote for him?
No, I didn't vote for him because.
Oh,
you
was
know-
that in the binder?
Yeah, it was in the
thingy?
binder,
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't even read through that.
And because like Eric was like, we talk about your city council work.
Yeah, a
and,
little bit.
And and I keep hearing about like how like lazy and freaking uninspired, uninspired
Yes,
some of these
yeah.
people are. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to encourage someone who can't even like,
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about yourself.
Right.
To
Just 2 words.
Yeah, it's just 2 words.
Yeah,
you know?
no, he was messing around.
Yeah.
So
So-
that guy. So get this. A
Like
guy
he got
named
17, but
yeah,
both.
so, 17 people still. But okay, so a guy
Yeah.
named Dane Blanton, right?
Okay.
You don't know who that is?
No.
Okay, I don't really either until this whole thing. He is a gold medalist in beach volleyball.
Oh, wow.
Like in 2000 Olympics. So that's beach volleyball is a 2-person team.
Yeah.
So he's a gold medalist.
Oh, wow.
Like major, right? And this guy's on like NBC doing any beach volleyball, anytime
Commentary
volleyball.
stuff. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he got 7 votes.
Oh, less than the
Booyah.
guy with the 2 words.
yeah.
Well, the 2 words is pretty funny and
I know.
novel.
Yeah.
This guy did write that he's a gold medalist and all this
Oh,
shit.
nobody cared for the gold medal.
Nobody gave a fuck. So anyway, there you go. Anyway, so that's my top 5.
Did your favorites get nominated?
I think just everybody I wanted to get in got in.
Okay,
Because
good.
Yeah.
you mentioned like 3 folks.
Yeah.
right?
Some folks I
yeah.
wanted to get in, they got in. So
Awesome.
we're good.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Nice.
Well, actually though, there is the whole thing with 88 provisional votes. what if all 88 clear up and they vote for like other people?
Oh,
You know, that
yeah.
are like lower.
Because it's still unofficial.
Yeah, they could swing that election just like that.
Oh, wow.
That's interesting, right?
Yeah,
But you're
it is.
set.
I'm set. Yeah. I
sweet.
have the most. Well, as far as I can tell, I have the most votes.
Sweet, man.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. But thank you guys, and thank you for overvoted. What's your top 5, Yoskay?
My
Let's
top
move on.
5. First one, I want to say Amanda Wiesel and Michelle Valiguera's open studio at their house.
Awesome.
So they had a lot of ceramic stuff and all that like resin toys that Amanda makes.
Cool.
And Michelle also gave me and Christy a little like a tour inside of their house. And it was really sweet. And Michelle cooked some like takoyaki with no octopus, just veggies.
Wow.
Nice.
So that was really good.
They're talented. you know?
Yeah, they're
Really
great.
cool,
Yeah, I really do
They're awesome.
like their work a lot.
Yeah.
And Michelle was nice enough to gift my girlfriend with one of her things. So
Nice.
really sweet.
That's cool. That's class.
Another one would be, can I talk about future stuff?
Whatever you want, man.
Hawaii,
Top 5 is
Hawaii
you.
show.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that's-
Yeah.
I was going to do that, but I figured we're going to do that.
I'm super excited. Yeah, I'm just excited to be back in Hawaii. And also after your group show at the cafe, I'm flying over to Big Island, and I'm doing like 1 week residency with my friends in Hilo.
Yeah.
Called
Oh.
Temple Children. So I'm
Awesome.
really excited. I get to paint a mural there again.
Nice.
Cool.
So that's really sweet.
Yeah.
Didn't you do that last time?
That was like almost like 3 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. But last time, that was like a separate trip.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Could have
okay.
been in the same year though.
Because I could have sworn like the year that we all went out,
Right.
you also kind of went to the Big Island.
No, that was afterwards. Like a separate trip,
Oh.
not the same trip.
Okay.
But the then the other list is what was I gonna talk about? My talk
Yeah.
that went okay, I think.
It went
Yeah.
great. I thought it went really well.
Yeah,
I
and
feel like I missed something.
and then my art show.
Yeah.
I think then that's number 4.
Booyah. It's not number
So-
1?
No, my number one's like Phoenix. Like I decided to move to Phoenix around in September. Dude, you
No!
knew about
Oh,
this.
I was acting.
Well,
Come
I
on.
had no idea.
I was acting.
Oh.
Oh.
So that's been on my head quite a lot. Like it's been occupying my headspace quite a lot. So
Phoenix on my mind. Would that
Yeah.
be your painting? Is that
but I don't know anybody from Phoenix.
Wow.
So
It's gonna be hot.
I know.
you have air conditioning? You'll be.
Yeah,
you'll
but
be
I'm just
cool.
gonna be like a hermit. I'm just gonna stay inside and paint.
Can we
so-
visit?
Yeah. But I mean, come on, you don't even come visit me in Long Beach. You're never gonna come visit me in Phoenix.
I'm coming to Phoenix.
All right.
I mean, there's supposed to be a pretty like impressive like art scene out there, isn't there? Like New Mexico, like
I mean, I found this. I think they are brothers or they're duo. But I found one muralist that I quite like there. So that would be awesome if I get to meet them. But besides that, I haven't seen something that's like. I mean, we are spoiled in city of LA.
Well, that's why
As
we're
in-
here, and that's why the rents are so high.
As in, like
You know?
mural, what in general, like the art scene here is so strong.
Yep.
So it's hard for, I think it's just hard for visual artists to move from city like this to smaller city with smaller art scene.
But why are you moving? Let's hear it.
Well, my girlfriend Christy is doing a residency there for next 4 years. And so we figured it would be a good decision.
She's this amazing artist, and she's doing this residency at the.
No, she's
okay,
she's doing a residency at Phoenix Children's Hospital, and she's gonna be a pediatric neurologist, I think.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
so-
Whoa.
brain surgeon.
not a
Not
surgeon,
really,
but
but
yeah,
like,
just specialist on like kids' brain, I guess.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
Yeah. So
Congrats.
thanks.
Yeah, man.
thanks.
That's a congrats.
Yeah. I'll be bummed to see you go.
But you know,
Yeah, but it's only like 6 hours away. Well, like that's what I keep telling myself.
but you know, I mean, we'll still be here.
Yeah, I know.
LA will be here.
Yep.
So,
yep.
yeah.
So it's temporarily.
the
it's
earthquake
just
happens.
temporarily.
Well, they might have one too, right?
yeah. No, Phoenix is known for the least amount of natural disaster.
Oh, really?
So that's
Just
why
massive famine.
I forgot.
No.
There's like some kind of like a big organization that has headquarters in Phoenix, but that's due to having least amount of natural disasters, so they don't have to.
Don't they have like weird like sandstorm?
Yeah,
type
but that
shit?
sandstorm really
Right?
doesn't really destroy
You ever-
anything like
you ever see the
tornadoes.
pictures of that though? Like
Yeah.
when you see this like massive wall, it looks like you're in what I would think the Middle East would be. Sorry about that. Yeah. Oh, not loud enough. Okay. Anyways, we're
But
all
yeah,
good.
that's my top 5. I think I
Yeah,
listed
I think
5 things.
I've driven like back and forth from I think Phoenix. I had an uncle who lived out there, and it's a
Yeah.
beautiful drive out there.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean the nature is super nice. It's just I'm just not a fan of the climate. Like,
Oh no,
the
no.
city itself is like okay,
Yeah.
like you know,
Yeah, no, the city's okay,
Yeah.
but like it's.
but
like,
just the climate alone isn't. But to be honest, I think I do better in like hot weather compared to really extreme cold weather.
yeah, you're skin and bones.
Yeah, so at least like it's not like Utah or like some place like really cold and.
I think I'd prefer cold over hot.
Oh, I definitely would prefer cold over
yeah,
hot.
I
Really?
think so too. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. like I hate sweating. I hate it.
But you sweat a lot, man.
I do. I do. Like it all comes from my head too.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you
No,
know,
I hear you.
and it's just like
When I eat
you know,
spicy food, that's what happens
You
to
know,
me, man.
my hair is like really like kind of fine and kind of thin, and so like it just like mats
I
down.
think it's when you get excited too. I've seen you get like excited about something, and man, you just turn into you get drenched. And that means I'm like, it must be something rad because whenever if you're sweaty, I'm like, Luke's having a good time. That's what I think, you know?
That's an easy indication.
Yeah, I always think that though. I'm like, oh, he's having a blast. This is a good day.
This
you
is a
know?
good day.
Yeah,
Yep,
you know,
I'm
it's-
like feeling it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like no, heat is not my friend. I'm like just thinking about like freaking San Diego coming up, and I'm just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh god, it's gonna.
But San Diego isn't as bad, nowhere near as bad as Phoenix.
No, but it's the humidity.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like because everything's like right there by
Right, the ocean.
You know, I'm talking about San Diego Comic-Con, you know, and yeah, like there's been a couple of years where it's just like it's so muggy, and you're
right.
just like, fuck this. You know?
I've been to Austin. Austin felt a little bit like that, kind of like humid and
It's humid over there.
yeah.
I think, well, it's Texas. I think
Yeah.
Texas gets humid.
Right, Gulf,
Because
Mexico.
a place like, okay, so get this. I only know it because I heard air plants are pretty wild there.
Airplanes?
Yeah. Like in
Oh.
Austin, you're like, oh, there's air plants like wild. And it's because
Oh, I never seen
it's humid.
airplanes.
You know, like yeah, they're around. There's air plants there.
Oh,
It's just
wow.
humid.
Yeah, you are the air
Yeah.
plant guy.
I like air plants, but yeah, I just know that because it's all humid there.
So do people just like harvest it like off the street and sell it?
I don't know. Oh, maybe it's possible because I know a lot of it comes from Mexico, and Florida too.
Yeah, urban gardening.
No, I think you could just grab it and they sell it for
Oh
sure.
wow.
Yeah.
I used to do that with like a cactus.
You buy it or sell it?
No, I just clip it.
And sold it?
No,
Oh.
I just keep it
I was like,
keep it for my own like house plant.
Ah.
But now I feel like I have enough, so I don't do my urban gardening.
Oh, that's what you used to
anymore.
do. I remember when we had an event here for the potheads.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
You were like, I'll be right back. And I was like, where the fuck you going? And he come
Oh.
back with all these plants and you
But
just stole it from people's yards.
No. That
you stole
time
it from
I
people's yards.
actually went to what's the nursery?
I thought you actually just grabbed it because you
no,
told me you
no.
do that. You
yeah,
grab it from
I
people's
do
yards.
that. Like, but those I bought it from.
You did?
Your neighbor.
I thought
yeah.
you came with like stuff in your hand though, like all dirty. I think you
No,
did.
No, dude.
Yes, yeah, I think you did.
No, dude. I bought them from like what's the name? Hashimoto? No.
Yeah. There's Hashimoto and
Yeah.
Yamaguchi, but
I think I bought it from
are you
Hashimoto-san.
serious?
Yes.
Oh, I thought because there's a house not too far away and that shit's growing on the sidewalk. Like
But
Okay.
I still do like a cactus rescue though if I see them on like a sidewalk,
Yeah.
like just from like bad gardening or whatever.
gardening,
I'll just
what
pick
the
it
fuck?
up and I just plant it in my front yard.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I only grow green onions.
Oh, nice. They grow
Yeah.
pretty fast.
Yeah.
Edwin does that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I like
Oh,
you know.
yeah. You know what though? Do they get too big sometimes?
Yeah.
I've got some that are fucking like a water hose. Like,
Oh, wow.
I've got a tiny little pot, so like they
Oh,
don't
that's
grow
awesome.
that, like
yeah.
like that big, but like my mom just throws them and like grows them on the ground, and so they get pretty ferocious.
Yeah. Can you grow basil? Have you done that? And like
I always killed my basil.
Yeah, I have a hard time. I want a shitload of basil.
Yeah.
I can't make it
I haven't
work.
had a luck with it.
Me neither.
I actually have basil seeds, and I'm like debating about now, but hearing that you guys are having a hard time with it.
Yeah.
I tried like twice or three times, but each time like I either like didn't have it in like right condition or like
they dry up and die.
the water or like I don't know something.
I don't get it. Yeah, I've been kind of trying to figure it out.
I think that's why I like cactus and succulents better because they're tougher.
But I want to eat the basil, so
right. You want to be able to chop that shit up and put it on your pasta.
I've been reading a YouTube video, and it shows how you can just easily break them apart and then replant it, and you can
like clone it
exponentially have a shit ton of basil from like one little bunch.
Yeah.
And I tried it and I failed. Like shit.
People do that with like a pot plants too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Pot plants? Wow.
Yeah, they make clones. They just clip.
They just take clippings and like do you put it in water and hydroponically
some people, I
grow
think
them?
they do soil.
But you might start
I
with
bet
water.
you can do it with the water too, because cactus you can do it with the water or soil both.
Wow,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
I've got these seeds and I've got these pucks of like dirt that hydrates, with water.
Oh, nice! You should.
This old like tobacco company that I like that has my information like sent it to me as a birthday gift or something.
Tobacco company, dude?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
They're like,
Good
hey,
old-
we're killing you, but at least you're gonna get some basil.
Exactly.
Wow.
Well, I mean, like I don't really smoke cigarettes, regularly anymore, but like I'll take the fucking basil seeds,
yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
So Yosuke,
Yes.
I missed the lecture, and
Right.
I don't want you to like go deep into all of that again, but I am curious about the show and how it differs from previous shows.
I say the main difference would be the color palette that I used for this exhibition. Like in the title, like my color with you in mind. Like I really try to be more mindful on my color choice and also like a color combinations. And I had this kind of like a format that I used for like last 3 or 4 years or maybe even longer. It's like a polka dot sunset with white background. And as in design, it worked really well. But towards the end, it became almost like a cop out or like, like go to.
Oh yeah.
Like easy.
I know all about go
like,
tos.
Easiest way for me to execute a decent looking painting. Like
Right.
I'll do polka dot sunset and I'll put something in front and add a little bit more visual elements and looked okay. So I was like trying to step away from that, and also like a lot of the artwork that I've seen in the past like 2 years, like in museum or not, like museum or galleries, being kind of a little bit colorful. The ones I got inspired by. So reflection on that, and also my new girlfriend Christy, she has I know she's gonna get mad at me for saying this, but obnoxious color palette that she really likes. So like influence of those kind of things, and also.
Wait, so you're saying that this is her obnoxious color palette?
I mean, I toned it down into my color palette.
I was gonna say this isn't obnoxious.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the shit that she gets excited over is kind of obnoxious.
Oh, like what? Wait,
I don't know.
got excited. I'm like, what?
She'll see something. It's really colorful, busy, and chaotic, and she go like, "Ooh!" And to me, it's visually unpleasant.
Like what?
I don't know, some like wall patterns or tile
wow.
designs or like I don't know, certain things like, yeah. But I'm adopting to appreciate not entirely, but somewhat of it.
So would she like Gaudi architecture? You know that in Spain, Gaudi.
Oh, I'm
Would she
not
like that?
sure. But she's not more for like a decorative thing. It's just like a colors.
I see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she just enjoy a lot of colors.
So does she like Lakers, like purple and yellow?
I mean,
purple and gold.
she likes like Elfwood Kelly is like a great example. Like
yeah?
some of his work, it's like squared, like format, right, with a grid,
yeah.
and has so many different colors within one canvas.
Yeah.
Like she likes shit like that.
Cool.
Yeah. So after a little bit, I started liking like some of his work quite a lot. So, and also You in Mind, You reflects to my love for California, like thinking about California while I'm making certain pieces.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because like I mean, when I look at looking at the work, I don't know, especially like let's say like this kind of mountain piece, like for some reason it's just not. It doesn't make me think of California, for some reason.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like not that California doesn't have mountains, but
Yeah, but not like my like my affection and like love for California is not reflected in like every single piece.
Sure.
But here and there's definitely California, like a West Coast flavor.
For sure.
Yeah.
So wait, what was your problem with the title, Luke?
You know what? Your girlfriend told me that, like,
I know.
I said it was
Dude,
pretentious,
Luke.
and I don't even remember fucking saying that.
I was trying to tell you, but like before I got to, she just burst it out. So I'm sorry.
No, I thought it was hilarious.
Because I didn't think that would be like a first thing to come out of her mouth.
No, you know what?
That's so awesome.
I have no problem being put on the
No,
spot,
no,
but
it's
like,
okay.
but the thing
But
is.
I mean, I took it as like a funny kind of thing.
Oh, it's hilarious. Because like I'm trying to remember, like,
Cause like,
was it when you were last on and you said
no.
No, it was the last podcast, I
Yeah,
think.
it was Eric saying
Yeah.
my show was in his like a top 5.
Yeah.
So Eric was like, "Oh, Yoskay's show, my color with you in mind." Oh, and he spelled the color with a U in
Oh
it.
yeah.
Then you are like, pretentious.
Yes, yeah. Well, I'm sorry if you're gonna spell it with the Queen's English.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a little bit pretentious.
but Luke, here's my.
If you're gonna put theater THEATRE, you're fucking pretentious.
Okay, so here's my excuse for using that specific spelling is one. That's the original English I learned in my junior high school, which I didn't realize
Not
it was like
pretentious.
it was more British English than American English.
Right,
Like
right.
I didn't know till I came.
Was this
here.
in Japan?
In Japan?
Yeah, it's because the Japanese at the time really liked what was going on in England.
But it's crazy though, because Japan for longest time loves like American culture. Even
They also
though,
love French culture too, though.
Yeah.
Like like especially like French food culture.
Right. Yeah.
Creux,
So that's part of my excuse,
Okay.
and also the second excuse is
I
because
remember now,
I'm
by the way.
spelling, I'm spelling like you, not YOU, but just letter U. So to make that wordplay, I had to add the U in my color.
That's a,
So
what?
to be a little bit more playful, because if I spell it in the American way with YOU for you, I think it would have been like way too romantic of a title or too straightforward.
Right.
So to be a little bit more like
A play on the spelling and stuff.
like a little bit more fun and playful, I decided to go with the original spelling that I learned in my junior high school.
And
Yeah.
you know what? The one, the one thing she just didn't realize is that I just talk mad shit.
No, all good. Dude, I watch every fucking episode of this podcast, so I know how much shit talks goes on that 2 hours, you guys.
And so it's not like
Not
it's
that much, just a little.
just a little bit.
Just a
But
little
like,
bit.
if I really had an issue, like
Right,
thought,
I know
like,
you would go on.
you
I mean,
know?
like it was just pretentious, and that was it. That was
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So all good, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like, it's I thought it was funny, because like I didn't realize that, like,
No, it's okay.
the Queen's English
Here
was
comes
taught
the
in
apologies.
Japan.
Here it is.
Well, only because, I mean,
Right.
I think, maybe your girlfriend did take what I was saying seriously.
No, but I told her in like a funny way. Like I didn't tell her I'm like upset about this. I'm like, oh, it's funny.
Luke,
Like
what a
Luke,
dick.
like, oh, it's so funny. Luke said he was pretentious and like,
She's like,
but-
what? That fucking asshole! I'm gonna fucking kill him.
No, all good, man.
And then I
All
show
good.
up and like just daggers.
Got cornered. Booyah.
All good. All good.
You incorporated like some symbology kind of stuff on this show.
There's a lot of happy faces.
Happy
like,
face.
Like
Yeah,
almost a little different, but almost like a take on the classic happy face.
Yeah, I mean, that is to give homage to California counterculture, which is like a hippie culture. You know, like San Francisco is really well known for that, Haight and Ashbury. And I did live in San Francisco in Mission District and also by the Candlestick Stadium when I was going to community college there.
You went to which one?
San Francisco Community College.
Where is that? That's like
shit. I don't know, man. It's been so long.
it's a weird area.
Yeah.
So did you know I used to live there too, right?
Oh no way.
I was going to SF State for a while.
Oh, I didn't
So
know.
I lived in the Sunset area. It's
Okay.
kind of near San Francisco State.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So that was my little homage to my, the hippie era, which I kind of romanticized quite a lot.
I like that. I mean, well, I don't know. People don't really use happy faces in their art too much, except for Takashi Murakami.
I mean, no. It
not
is
too much,
being
but-
like I've seen it quite a lot in Instagram, though. To be honest,
Really?
a
Wow.
lot of
I haven't.
a lot of graph kids uses it,
Oh, good.
and Mad Saki uses it. He does happy face with like a, blood coming out of the nose, and it's called happiness overdose. And I do own a T-shirts of that.
It's like Watchmen too, right?
Yeah, Watchmen.
Watchmen. So
Yeah.
So that was my little homage to hippie culture.
Cool.
San Francisco's awesome. When were you going to school there?
That was after like my Santa Barbara Community College. So like when I was like 23, 24.
Oh, wow.
So 15 years ago.
Was it for art?
No, just to extend my student visa.
Oh.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with wanting to go to school.
No, because I got this job as like a graphic designer. Then I got hired. Then I got laid off.
Oh.
So to keep my visa, like I had to either go to school or I forgot, like I had other choice, but I decided to go back to school.
I see.
So instead of going back to Santa Barbara Community College, I decided to go up to San Francisco. Because at the time, like 5024 was going strong. Jeremy Fish, like Mars One. I don't know if David Cho lived in SF, but he
San
did
Jose,
he did show quite a lot in like the whole 20
Upper Playground.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Upper Playground 5024.
Yeah.
And Sam Flores was up there.
I think he lived here a lot of that time. Then he lived
David Cho?
Yeah. He lived here, and then he did some in San
and
Jose.
also
Yeah.
David Chong Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, I was looking up to those guys a lot. So I wanted to be in that group, or
Right.
like I wanted to be in that city with those artists. But only show I did was like coffee shop shows, and yeah.
Wow. Well, that's still like Albert Reyes kind of did the same thing in a
Yeah.
way, right?
Yeah, he went to school there, right?
Yeah. Well, he picked one school because
Because like Barry
went there.
McGee, Barry McGee was teaching a graffiti or spray paint class, right?
Yeah, something like
Which
that.
wasn't there anymore by the time he got there.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
That is funny. Well, I mean, I remember like in the '90s, especially like when I thought of like California and art, I always thought the Bay Area. I never would have, even considered Los Angeles.
Underground comics started in San Francisco
Right,
too.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even believe it or not, zines, as simple as that sounds, zines were bigger up there than ever in LA.
Oh, really?
Maybe not now, but at the time, way back, yeah, zines and stuff like that were bigger there. So
I see.
yeah.
I wonder if it's like a pendulum that swings back and forth.
No, it swings one way and it stays. Right? It stays.
Yeah. Fucking keep that pendulum on over Southern California.
How will it go back?
Just like the tech bubble collapses and then frickin' like, all the rent and property value of San Francisco goes plummeting down. And
Wow.
from,
Yeah, okay.
But I mean, it happened once during the .com era, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it could have happened again.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. I mean,
Yeah, maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know. That place is kind of small, so
Right.
it seems so concentrated that it seems like it'd be hard to swing that far.
Yeah.
LA's a little bigger, and there's always like, okay, we'll
Right.
just Rancho Cucamonga is going to be LA one day. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's a lot of space here, a little more. I mean, I guess San Francisco as it is, it's now part of Oakland. Oakland's a big part of it, right?
Right.
yeah.
And anything south is still a part of kind of
Like
like
Daly City.
Bay Area is still all
Bay Area.
of it.
Even San Jose is kind of
yeah.
part of that.
Yeah,
You know,
it's an
I see.
hour away or so, and it's
Yeah.
there. So yeah, no, it's
Well, a gigantic earthquake is going to level San Francisco.
That's the whole story.
And
Well, wait, we were talking a bit for a second about this equalization of the population.
Oh yeah.
Jesus,
You know,
you
Luke,
really want me to go
tell
there?
us your theory.
There's a
Okay.
theory Luke is believing in right here.
Yeah. So okay, for the past couple weeks, I've been thinking pretty hard about, the climate change kind of, situation. And let's just say the United States goes carbon zero,
Right.
like the zero. That's only 15% of the carbon output around the world, which will not put a dent
Wait,
in.
you mean just United States?
Yes. 15%.
So-
I
it's
thought we produce way more, but only 15.
15% of the entire globe.
So
Wow.
85% is elsewhere.
Yeah.
Well, good to know it's not us then.
Well, I mean, we.
So
But
glad.
still, we should.
So glad it's not us.
That's a statistic that I heard.
So who's worse?
China, India.
So it's their fault.
Yeah.
Well, fuck them then. No, I'm kidding. Okay.
Well, okay. Well, so this.
Well, we are. I mean, I need the.
This
plastic.
comes into my
Okay,
this
okay,
begins,
go,
ties,
Luke.
begins to tie into my theory. So, because it's kind of a hopeless situation to
Right.
use policy to fucking correct the way we were polluting this planet, I kind of realized that there's an elephant in the room that all of the media has been ignoring,
Right.
and that elephant is the population, global population. There's just too many fucking human beings here,
Right.
and it's just going up and up and up. And so I believe what I'm kind of calling the Thanos solution, which is we need
Very timely.
Yeah, we need to fucking have a war and wipe out about 3 billion people.
But wars in country.
Yeah, I
versus
think
country?
I think America
Like
should
World
stop.
War III kind of war.
Yeah. I think America needs to stop picking on little nickel dime countries like the Middle East and fucking go against China
Or India.
or India, both.
Oh, both
Both.
would take care of it. Actually, both together is probably what 2.5 billion. Literally 2.5 billion.
Well, I mean, I don't think we should. The other thing is, I don't also believe that we should wipe out entire continent.
Oh, I was gonna say if you do that, man, that would be like 50% more of the carbon.
Yeah.
Probably.
But if this really World War III take a place, and if there's a nuclear
And if as long
weapon-
as there's no nukes,
right,
no
because
nukes.
that's gonna really, it's gonna do a big dent on the environment more than carbon.
right.
footprint.
But the
so
thing
you
is,
want to do carpet bombing or something? Just,
I just think
Maybe
America.
just shanking?
If America's going to pick on someone, they should pick on someone that can fight back.
Yeah.
Why?
Because
Isn't it better
the
to
thing.
isn't it better to have someone who can't fight back and you just
No,
you just
because
steamroll
we
them?
need to fucking destroy people on our end and their end.
To just
Oh
make
no,
it
no,
fair.
no! I think we need to do it first. Is just get rid of the others, and then we could deal with ourselves. Because if we get rid of, if you get-
that's the reason why I like.
you said 3 billion. We can get
3
we
billion.
can get 3 billion and still be here.
Yeah, and then I think America should naturally go to war with South America too.
I think the United States, our population here is roughly 400 million or a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But China's like 1.3, India's like 1. That's 2.3 right
Yeah,
there.
but I don't think we should
we're only
wipe out.
400 and something, man. It's,
We don't need to destroy an entire culture. We just need to destroy. That's the reason why.
we got Chinese Americans that can go to China.
Are you saying a Chinatown in different cities are enough?
In China.
You know what?
Yeah, we can make Chinatown in China. That would be awesome. SGV in the East. SGV
That's
in
Eric's
the Far
population.
East,
You know,
right?
Solution.
Just imagine that.
and
The food would be amazing.
Okay, kind of a spoiler alert.
All right,
A spoiler
sorry.
alert, but not really a spoiler alert. So, the way I also thinking about it now, this is kind of a subtle reference to Avengers Endgame.
Okay.
If you haven't seen it, this is a tiny spoiler, but you
That's
should have
okay.
predicted it. They bring back everybody.
Oh, no way.
And so basically, what I'm saying is the Avengers fucked the planet because
By bringing back everybody. Oh,
So really, the Avengers are the bad guys.
I see.
But the thing is that I think that I like the idea of just random people just fucking dying. I think that
Wait, isn't that like what? There's movies like that, sort of in Japan, isn't there? Actually, no. There's a manga I read What was that one? There's a manga that's kind of similar where
I mean, Battle Royale, it's kind of like
yeah.
that.
There's a manga
you know?
where you're set to die at a certain point. I mean, not just right by. It's like something. Yeah.
I'm
I
not
forgot what it
sure.
was, and I was reading it for a while, and it was pretty dark. Like people didn't know, and then they'd find out. It's like,
Well, okay, this.
oh, you know what? Someone comes to your door and hands you this paper, and it tells you,
Like
know,
you're
this-
done.
You have short time to live, like 24 hours or something.
Oh, Ajin?
No, it's not called that, I think. And I was reading it though, and I forgot. It's a manga though.
Well,
Yeah.
so this
Dark.
brings up this ties into a conspiracy theory that I find pretty amusing too. Okay. And that is, like rather than kind of work with a natural extinction event or go for a fucking
What is this?
or a man-made extinction event, we need a controlled extinction event. And what I find
Like
interesting,
natural disaster, like earthquake.
yeah, we don't want like natural disasters, and we don't want like some man-made like climate thing that's going to fucking kill us all
Are you
off.
talking
dude.
about like a virus?
Maybe a virus, but what I've found kind of interesting lately is even this has been published in like the New York Times and like all these major
Zombie
news.
apocalypse?
No, alien
Invasion.
invasion. And like there was a couple of documentaries out there that kind of go on about like Werner von Braun was like kind of telling the Nazi rocket scientist was kind of telling like someone who worked with him, and she was kind of recalling that like the first thing, the first crisis is going to be communism, the second crisis is going to be terrorism, and the third, and the fourth, the next crisis is going to be extraterrestrial, but it's not going to be extraterrestrial. It's all going to be man-made, and it's all to fuel the military-industrial complex.
Wait, so it's gonna be like staged?
Yeah. So we're going to have like fake UFOs like kind of descending into the fucking planet.
They're
and-
starting to lately. There's been a lot of weird UFO sightings that have been
No
released.
way.
Yeah, that's
Right?
which
and
is
they're weird, right?
Yeah, and
because they have video of it now.
right, they have video
And it's
from
military,
and
it's like military video.
yeah, and so
It's crazy.
That's the thing
It's
is
wild.
that we are. It's like the news is kind of publishing like, look, hey, there's UFOs out there, and everyone's going,
It's
okay, whatever.
It's a UFO. It just might not be a green alien man.
Right.
It's some kind of
But
unidentified
but the
object.
technology is so weird because you're looking at these weird like craft kind of going and spinning in
yeah.
weird directions and
they're
stuff like that.
faster, right?
Yeah, and they're fast, and
'Cause
so
there's like witnesses and military
Oh, wow.
witnesses saying, you can hear their videos and they're going, look at how fast this guy's going, and they're saying stuff like that.
There's like a
It's crazy.
popular
Yeah.
spot for like UFO sighting, right? So is it the same places?
I don't
that
think so.
finding-
These are like from planes, and they're like actually filming it from the
like
plane.
from like cities and planes.
No, they're in they're in a ship, like an
Oh,
airplane,
wow.
and then they're seeing it, and then they're actually filming it, going, "What is this thing?"
So there's
like
a
a,
possibility
radar
that
stuff,
like
yeah.
that this kind of controlled extinction event is already kind of coming into play right now.
Whoa, that's pretty
like-
dark.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's yeah. I like
crazy.
I don't like this idea of like, oh, we should like choose only the good people to survive and whatever. Like
Right.
no, just fucking
Just
like
random.
random.
Wow.
Like if I'm on that list, then so be it.
Well, could I have your like Gundam collection?
Yes, you can. Yes, you
I
can.
don't want to be on the list, but if you're on it, dude, I'm.
I'm just saying that, like,
I don't wanna be on it.
I'm completely fine with like the idea of like
If-
random people dying.
If
you
I'm
know?
on it, I don't want to be on it. Let's put it on record.
Well,
whoever, if they're listening,
I don't
erase my name.
I don't believe in
But
fate,
put
and I don't.
put Luke's name.
You
on
can
it.
put me on it.
Yeah,
It'll be fine.
Erase my name. Put Luke's on it. He said okay.
I say okay.
Right.
And
I
same
say-
with Yoskay. If you're on it, erase it. Put Luke on it.
yeah, please.
you go.
I don't know what to think.
But
I'm trying to
like,
help you out, man.
so like these are the things. But
crazy.
these are the things that I've been thinking about lately.
Wow.
Wow.
What led you to this
Wow.
conclusion though?
That's some heavy
Like
thinking.
Evangelion?
No. And I've been okay. That earlier I was telling like I've
Wow.
been really into Evangelion because like it's a great anime and
Right.
it's
But
really
that wasn't
weird.
it.
That wasn't it. But
Okay.
like I was just like you hear all this crap about like fucking like climate change and
Right.
like there's the pro like let's do something about it, and the other one's like, oh, it's fucking bullshit,
Yeah.
and then it's kind of like, what it. You start really thinking about it, and you start hearing statistics about like what would happen if we were able to get our
Population
carbon
down,
our carbon output down, and it's just kind of like it's fucking hopeless. It is hopeless. Like we are not going to be able to change things in 12 years, which is like the quote unquote deadline that scientists have put up.
Right, right.
You
No,
know?
that is true though, because people talk about changing your diet helps, but there's people that's picking up Western diet in other countries,
Right.
as we speak.
Exactly. And then I mean, I was
You mean
listening.
the bad parts of our diet?
Yeah, yeah, 'cause,
oh,
like,
Okinawa.
Yeah, because even
It's
if
supposed to be the
I
best,
mean,
best diet ever.
like people switch, like I did switch,
They're eating
but there
McDonald's.
are definitely more people picking up like a Western diet and more Western like fast food companies
Yeah.
going out to other part of the world
Yeah,
and
yeah.
building and like encouraging this
We are-
Western diet culture.
We are fucking ourselves like perpetually. And the thing is that like I honestly believe that this species of Homo sapien is doomed because we just can't fucking agree. We can't efficiently communicate with each other. We have to use sound and words, and visuals to fucking like share our thoughts. And as a result, communications get muddled. We're not able to clearly share our true ideas, and and as a result, it creates conflict. And I kind of think, yeah, we do need an extinction event to fucking
Damn.
Wow.
and like hopefully maybe say like fucking 500,000 years from now, fucking an evolved version of us will come up and we'll be able to do the things that we believe in a perfect world we should be able to do.
What's that?
I don't know, fucking leave the planet, move on, and take over the fucking universe.
I think I only thought of perverted stuff. So it was like, oh yeah, we should have whatever. Okay, anyway.
But the thing is that it's always good to be hopeful, but
Right.
it's better to kind of look at things from the worst case scenario as well.
Right.
So, Luke, in your theory, is to have like a big family in this day and age, is it like being irresponsible?
Yes, I completely believe it's irresponsible.
Like how many kids? 3 is okay?
That's a lot, man.
Dude,
I think
two?
one. is okay.
one. Fucking one child policy in the
But
fucking world, man.
Wow.
Yeah, I kind of think it should be one, maybe
One,
two, maybe
two.
two.
Maybe two if you
I think you need to have a lot. Maybe just be
I
responsible.
also subscribe. I mean, when I'm feeling kind of like a fucking asshole, I also subscribe to the I believe at least in the United States, people who have children should have fucking should apply for licenses to have those children because
It really is.
or taxed. Could be taxed for it, right?
yeah, because
tax
But
everything.
instead, they get tax cuts, no? With
maybe.
more
but
kids.
I mean, obviously, to say that is completely ignoring the fact that socioeconomic fucking issues are would really kind of crush people and that's not fucking cool. But there's I don't know. I mean, I think this planet is overpopulated. I think
Right.
that we are consuming resources at absurd amounts.
And we are definitely living longer, too.
Yeah, and despite
living
whatever the Earth throws at us to fucking cool us off,
Right.
we find workarounds.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah, I think my friend in Japan, he's a he's a smart company guy. I don't know how
Right.
to explain it, but he's a
Okay.
friend of mine, and he was telling me that because his family and him, they own a company, and I think they have 3,000 employees in Japan, right?
Okay.
Wow.
He said the workforce there's not enough young people for a workforce, but
Right.
he's told me that in 5 years, the average age of a woman is going to be 50.
In Japan.
Whoa.
That's what he said. The average age will be 50. Like when you add up all the women, it's
Wow.
going to be a 50-year-old woman is the average.
15?
50.
50.
Oh, 50.
A
okay.
50-year-old woman will be the average
as long
age.
as they're still hot.
It's right before Yoda stage. So
How many years did you say?
in 5 years.
In five-
I think he
5
said. I think he
years?
said
50
in
is going to
5.
be the new 40,
5 years
baby.
is like nothing.
I know.
That's
I think that's what.
soon.
I think he told me it's 5. He said the average age will be 50.
So for company to
'Cause,
be
you
able
know,
to do
people-
well in Japan, they should make the 50-year-old as their target audience.
I don't know. I don't know if he was saying that.
So
but he
we
was-
need to make art that speaks to 50-year-old.
Of
in
course.
Oh, I don't
5
know.
years.
Well, we don't know if they're going to buy art.
Oh,
but,
that's right.
that's
That's
true.
right.
Yeah,
But
Japan is a different.
But the whole thing is
thing.
the birth rate is so low, right?
Right.
The birth
Right.
rate is so low that there's not females are there's
Oh
not going to be
my
a lot
God.
born. So the average age is going to get older and older, and the
Oh,
females
wow.
live longer than males, so
Right.
their average age is just getting
But
older.
5
and
years is so soon.
older.
Yeah,
and I think he
it's
said,
like right around the corner.
But I think he said also that there's a bunch, I don't, like the amount who are going to become 100 years old are like there's a shit ton.
Wow.
Yeah, in
I
Japan.
live too long, man. Like you know, like
Well, they're doing something right, like you said, right? They're not procreating, or they're not procreating. It's,
Yeah, but that alone causes a problem about because seniors can be the workforce, and plus they cost the government as in like social services.
yeah, but they're
So,
probably,
like,
probably
government
not consuming as much though,
right, right.
Yeah,
But they don't move the economy, so the country itself, like
Yeah, but there's
economically.
still people being born. There's still young
Yeah.
people.
There's some.
They're still squeezing out several kids a day over there.
It's,
you
probably,
know?
it's probably the right amount.
Yeah.
In the end, right? In your theory, it's probably the right amount is what's going on
Yeah,
there.
yeah, absolutely.
Their population is going to decline.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to imagine because two of my brothers, they both have like 2 kids each.
Oh my god, they
Yeah.
fucked it all up.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
so
What are they
It's
doing?
fucking the curve.
Those fucking rabbits. Those goddamn rabbits.
dude, come on, man. We're talking about my family.
Just kidding, man.
I
Just
know, I
kidding.
know,
Just kidding.
I know.
You know, I mean, like, look, and I'm not saying I have the solution. It's just
Right.
something. It's just like that's where my head goes,
Right.
and like, I mean, it's kind of bleak. It's kind of nihilistic, but like, you know,
It's kind of it's probably like empirically a fact, right? By the numbers, it's a
Yeah.
fact. Like whatever you're saying, you know.
you know, and people whom the handful of people have actually kind of espoused this theory, like, find it like agreeable, like, well,
Right.
you know, that you're not wrong, you know, and I'm like, I wish I was, you know, because I wish someone could sit there and go, you're
Yeah.
fucking dumb, and I'm like, oh,
Nope.
I'm dumb, you know.
I think you're not wrong. It's
Yeah.
crazy though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I hope that, like, you know what? Let's talk about something like fun. So you know
That
what
was pretty exciting though. I think. You know.
No, because I was really curious about what you came to the conclusion of about this problem. So
You know,
it's good to listen to.
You know, yeah. It's I don't know. It's I would rather, like, you know, see like a Thanos snap and like fucking everyone just kind of disintegrates and like, you know, painlessly and
Well,
fucking.
I know what we wanted to talk about. All three of us randomly saw that movie.
Yes.
What's it called again?
Always be my maybe.
So this is like an Asian American romantic comedy.
Rom-com.
I guess what was the other one? Crazy Rich Asians.
Didn't see that.
Right?
No, I didn't see
I
that
didn't see it
either.
either. But this is like I don't say a follow up, but just it follows a trend that you know, there's Asian Americans now who are going to be making romantic comedies and being the characters in them.
Yeah.
Right? Being the leads and whatnot. So I thought that was interesting.
Is that?
Whoa, there's a car out there.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
some drag racing going down on Sawtell.
Yeah. But this stars do you know who Randall Park is?
He's a comedian, right?
Okay, so you knew that was Randall Park.
Yeah, and Ali Wong.
And Ali Wong. Okay, two big stars in Asian American land.
Right.
They actually co-produced it or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, they made this movie. I don't know who
They
directed
wrote.
it.
They wrote.
Do you know who
and-
directed it?
No.
Okay, I don't either. I missed out on that because I kind of was waiting and I didn't see. But
Oh, I didn't know they were part of like the.
production. Okay, so
Production.
I think Ali Wong and I think Randall Park, they went to UCLA. There was a whole group of people in that theater.
But Ali Wong is like a stand-up comedian, though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
she
Mhm.
couldn't write better humor.
You know,
we haven't gone there yet.
Yeah.
But they're UCLA students who.
Because I like some
Oh,
of her
man.
stand-up material, but the movie wasn't funny for me.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna cut to it. The movie wasn't that funny, right?
You know what? Okay, look, it's
like-
cute. It's a fucking romantic comedy, and it's a romantic comedy that with a sprinkling of
Yeah.
Asian-y culture
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
cutting food with scissors and
Yeah.
fucking.
Well, that's Korean, right?
Yeah, I
Using
mean, like,
scissors,
but it's
so.
I mean, Asian,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know, and I thought it was kind of like, you know, like her character's last name was Tran, which is a Vietnamese last name, I think, isn't it?
I don't. Yeah, I think so.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
You know, and like she doesn't look Vietnamese, and her parents don't really. They just look like Chinese people to me.
Oh
Yeah.
wait, but he was Chinese and she was not.
He was
I don't
Korean.
know,
He was
man.
Korean.
Because if she's
Randall
using
Park was-
scissors as a like cooking
No,
utensil.
but she was doing it at
Yeah.
his house.
Oh yeah, so they
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
because that was like his
I
mother.
forgot.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
You know,
This is like the most obvious part, and we're still like all. That's a problem.
So maybe I didn't get it.
no, I watched it. Yeah.
like, okay, it was cute. There was a couple of things that I didn't really care for, but there were two characters that I thought like were freaking amazing, and those two characters were the dreadlock girl, who was just so fucking like painfully obnoxious.
Her name
Yeah.
is Vivian. You know, she's been here and stuff. Like,
Right.
they're all locals. Like
Yeah.
Vivian's a local.
She was hilarious.
Yeah, she was hilarious.
You know,
Go Vivian.
And then fucking Keanu
Keanu.
Reeves.
Yeah, that was a surprise.
I didn't expect him to be in the
Oh,
movie.
it's in the trailer. I
Okay,
saw
so
it.
I didn't see the trailer, so
Me
I was like,
neither.
"What?"
So I've been seeing like kind of clips of that, and I was like, "What is this Keanu thing?" I didn't know, and then I watched the movie, and I'm like, "Oh my god, it's this movie!"
Yeah.
It
Oh,
had Keanu in it.
you saw the Keanu walking to music fucking
yeah.
Twitter.
And there was like what is it, like Biggie Smalls, right?
well,
Was that the
there's
one?
a there's a whole like
There's a whole bunch. One's
there are a
Biggie
whole bunch.
Smalls, you know,
Yeah.
like you know
Yeah,
it was
they've done a lot of different
Yeah.
music to
Right.
Keanu from that scene.
yeah.
And,
No, it's like viral. You know, it's amazing.
Yeah. And Keanu was hilarious.
Yeah, he was amazing.
He was hilarious.
I mean, of course, it's
You
Keanu
know?
Reeves.
Yeah. No, but like, like I just felt like he played it like so well at this annoying fucking like actor type.
Yeah,
You know?
but he
And-
kind of played it as if that's the fantasy of himself in a way, right?
Yeah. He played himself.
He
Yeah,
played
yeah.
himself
No.
in the fantasy of himself. Like, you want to hit me? Go ahead and hit me, right? Like, oh yeah, there's spoilers. Sorry.
Well, I
We got
like how
spoilers,
he ordered at the restaurant too. I thought that was
Oh my god. That was, okay, but,
Do you have anything that speak the concept of time?
yeah. Some of that stuff is just, it's a movie, but it's like
Another thing,
it's beyond ridiculous, but
Yeah,
okay.
I like
It's all
that
good.
they touched the base on like the indie hip hop culture in like Bay
Yeah.
Area too.
Yeah.
I thought that was
Well,
like.
I saw like Automator poster on his,
Oh, I
his
didn't-
wall.
I
Yeah,
didn't see
Dan
that.
the Automator actually did
Yeah.
the music.
Did he do
for
the
it.
music?
Yeah.
Oh no way!
So did he
Yeah.
write all that stuff? I
No,
wonder?
Randall wrote the lyrics, but
Oh, okay.
he
Did the music.
he did the instrumental.
Awesome.
You know, back.
Cool.
backing
Oh,
for it,
awesome! So I thought that was like really cool. They
Yeah.
touched up on that.
Wait, so tell me about this UCLA thing.
Oh, they were in they formed a theater department, theater group, and a bunch of them are all successful.
Oh.
Like, and it's like this one.
wow.
Yeah, it's this one era. Like,
So
maybe-
like class of something.
yeah, and it's this era, and it's like a whole bunch of them are all like working actors now. And Randall Park,
wow.
of course, is a big one. Ali Wong's a big one, but there's even more. But you know, they're all working. They're not all a bunch of like I tried. You know what I'm saying? They're all working out there, and it's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I forgot who the other ones are. And there's like probably 5 more from that same era, and they just kick ass. So, but Randall Park's, it's really funny. He's been a customer here for a while.
Oh.
And so get this, like I've watched a David Cho signing when he was signing I think he was signing a figure toy here.
Okay.
Right? And he was here, and like I made a video, and I'm naming people. Like I'm like, oh, this artist is here. You know, and
Right.
I used iMovie, and I wrote their names on it, so like you could see who they are.
Yeah.
And Randall Park's in the video.
Oh, nice.
And I didn't know who he was, right? So it's just you see Randall Park in there, and it's like no label comes up. And somebody else was watching, going, "Dude, that's Randall Park in there." I was like, he was buying a David Cho toy.
Nice.
He's getting
Oh, wow.
it signed, right? But he's just.
But
been-
was he already acting and in
I think so.
being in the
yeah,
movies
I
and
think so. And
TVs back then?
I just didn't know who he
Well,
was because
Oh.
me and Luke don't celebrate mediocrity here, right? no, I'm just
No.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Mediocre, no.
Yeah.
Except for my group shows.
No, it's just that I didn't know who he was, and but like, man, it's a good effort, but it's still like, is it a great movie, man? I can't say it's great. It's one of those things.
I mean, there were moments.
you want it to be. I want
Yeah.
it to be great because I'm like, this is
Yeah.
kind of neat, but there's a reason why it goes straight to or Hulu or Netflix.
Netflix.
Oh,
to
so it
Netflix.
wasn't Netflix
It's not
original?
it doesn't go to
Yeah,
theater.
it's a Netflix original.
right?
Yeah.
It's not
So
gonna be-
it meant to be in Netflix then, right?
But
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you're right. You were mentioning something about the look of
Right.
that movie, and
it just looked
it
cheap.
but it just doesn't look like a movie that could make it, and you
into
wouldn't want to watch
theater.
it into a theater.
It looks
right?
like a TV movie to me.
Yeah, I agree, and it doesn't look like
I
it'd
don't
be
know.
on
I
the
mean,
screen.
like a lot of it seemed to be on like filmed filmed in the city. It seemed like at least it seemed like it to me. I mean, I could be completely faked out, like all the street stuff, like in San Francisco, which
It
is
probably
like
is.
kind of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you know.
No, they actually got locations, right? Real,
I think so.
Well, look real, but then do you
Because
really
I
want to
think
see
some
it?
part of it was
Yeah.
in like a Mission District.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
they-
I think the bar and like those scenes looked
Could
at
be.
kind of like a Mission.
Do you want to see Randall Park like rapping on a big screen? Like, I don't want to see it.
You know,
I'm good.
I mean, you know, it's
Funny though, but I'm good.
It's
Yeah.
funny, and you know, I mean, like the style of rap is kind of a little dated, but at the same time,
But it is a backpack like nerdy like
Yeah.
Backpack
indie-
rap. It's indie rap.
Yeah,
Indie
it's
nerdy
backpack
hip
rap.
hop,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
which
Adele the
is-
Funky
which is-
Homo Sapien, and like in that realm of
and they're supposed to have been around for like 15 years or
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that.
so-
You know, what kind of set me back off was like, or kind of weirded me out was like when they did all the kid flashback scenes. It was dated 1996, and I was like, I was in college at that time.
I was in high school.
And like, but when I look at them, like Ali Wong and Randall Park, I'm like, oh yeah, that's about my age.
Right.
so the time is a little off.
You know?
Yeah.
But like.
But it is a very simple story.
It's a
the
simple
end.
story,
Yeah.
and
It's-
Yeah, and his transformation from being who he was to the character that he becomes at the end
Right.
was a really quick transformation.
Oh, yeah.
it
Yeah.
happened. It happened in like a minute. It seemed
Right.
like, and I was like, oh, there was a struggle to get there, but it just got there too easy. I
Or
was like, oh, I was like, that's it.
Ali Wong character buying up all the merch. I thought that was kind of like a cheap way of like
Yeah.
tidying up the story or just
Oh,
I also felt that like
Agreed.
the
Agreed.
characters,
Yeah,
as in plot.
the secondary characters, like the BFF assistant to Ali Wong's
Yeah.
character,
Yeah.
you felt like there was supposed to be they probably found a young version of her to play the flashback stuff, but like because they reference things that like from like when they were younger,
Right.
even like the guitarist or bassist for the band, like they keep doing these like losing weight jokes and
Right.
I'm like
Oh yeah.
I didn't even notice that. Could you notice it? I guess I didn't even notice that.
right.
Did
Dude,
you notice he got?
I was
I didn't-
okay.
I don't
Let me
even- I don't-
just say this
I
to
don't remember-
everyone
I don't
here.
remember if they
I
got-
had zero plans of watching that fucking movie.
Yeah.
it was. I get a text message from Eric yesterday, fucking like saying,
Yeah, you gotta watch it.
You gotta watch this. We're gonna talk about it. I'm
Gotta
like,
watch it.
Fuck. And like, my actual plan was to wake up a little bit early today and go watch fucking,
You should have done all
God-
of those.
God's-
All of those. You should have done both. I
to
thought
go-
you already watched it.
to watch Godzilla, so I could like tell Eric that his assessment of the movie was wrong.
Could be.
But instead I spent the afternoon.
went the wrong way, man.
watching fucking always. Well, I'm glad we did because Yoskay watched
it
it
turns
too.
out, yeah.
Yeah,
so
I watched it on Monday, my day of just not like doing completely nothing.
I watched it
slept
yesterday.
in and I turned on my Netflix and I just
because
watched
I kind of felt like this idea of like two Asian actors in a rom-com was
Yeah.
kind of pandering, to like the Asian American audience kind of thing. But I mean, like
But it is. I think that's what they're doing.
yeah.
right?
But I mean,
They-
it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
Oh, okay. Because I don't think they're trying to. I mean, they're just making a movie and they're hoping it crosses over for everybody. But I feel like it really is for Asian Americans to watch. I don't
Right.
feel like white people are going to want to watch this.
Yeah.
Do you think?
No.
Part of it is that Randall
I
Park's.
mean, Keanu Reeves.
Yeah,
you know.
that is. I did not expect that.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
me neither.
But Ali Wong's popular right now. She's got comedy specials, and I would say she's, rising up, or as she's at a peak in her career right now.
Yeah.
And Randall Park, same thing. He's on a TV show. You know what I mean? He's doing good.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, now they're.
Wait, what show is Randall Park
Isn't
on?
he on one of that Asian
Fresh
one?
Off the
Yeah,
Boat?
Fresh
I
Off
have
the
never
Boat.
watched an
Yeah.
episode of Fresh Off the Boat either.
I've watched one, but Randall Park is in that, and it's like a big deal. It's like how many seasons? Like 4 now or
I'm
something.
not sure.
You know what's
So- so I'm
hilarious
saying, it's
about?
like, they're-
he
these are-
plays the Randall Park plays a father in that show, right?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen the episode yet.
What was really funny, and I meant to bring it up a while ago on the podcast, was I think the woman who plays the mom, like she was also in Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh yeah.
and
sorry, I'm blanking on her name.
and I don't remember her name either, but
Oh.
like when she got renewed
Yeah.
for another season for Fresh Off the Boat, like
Okay.
she
Yeah.
just like was like pissed. She did
Like
not
angry?
Like she got renewed for another season of the show.
Why? Because it's like
Constance Wu. Is
Constance
that her
Wu,
name?
yeah,
Constance Wu,
because
yeah.
she wanted to. I think
She wants to move on and make money, or whatever
exactly,
it is,
because
you
she
know?
was kind of
But
hoping.
is she making money playing that character?
Oh, she's making money playing that fucking character, you know. But the thing is,
She wants big money.
She doesn't want to be tied down to a television show.
Oh, she wants to be a film
Yeah, she
actor.
wants the momentum of Crazy Rich Asians to kind of like help move her even
I
further
guess,
up in
yeah.
the thing.
I see.
Is that? Did you read that? I don't know if that was true, but
No, I mean I talked to my sister about it, and my sister was doing the acting thing a while ago, and kind
Right.
of was
I
able to
see.
empathize.
She pays
to a
attention?
certain-
like she knows what's up.
Yeah, she
Okay.
knows what's
All
up,
right.
and so but like it was just kind of. But the thing is that like people were like tweeting her like, congratulations, and she's like replying, I just want to fucking cry.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you should be happy to have that job. There was just a little while ago where these jobs didn't exist.
Right?
Exactly.
I mean,
you want to push it, so that's
Yeah.
dope. But I mean, man.
there's so many actors out there that would love to be in her spot.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
I guess.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I mean, on one hand I sympathize, and the other hand, like, fucking give me a break.
I mean, wouldn't that kind of like a tweet will like set off the fan of the show in like a wrong way? Like,
Probably not.
If
You
you're
think?
a fan-
Probably not. I mean, like this was like about a month ago, and everyone's kind of forgotten about it already.
Yeah, it's
like,
gone.
the news cycle moves
Yeah.
so quickly now
Yeah.
that like,
Oh, did you know that? Oh, in that movie, was it the drummer? Is it the Charlene Yee? Do you know who that is?
oh, the girl.
Oh, the girl.
Yeah, Charlene Yee.
She
No.
looked
She's
familiar.
she's a strange comedian, but she was actress also. Mostly comedian first, but actress. She was in movies with Michael Cera. She did she actually directed one of those movies with Michael Cera.
Was she the chick from? No.
All Knocked Up, or what is it called? Is it called Knocked Up or whatever? I mean, she's like sitting on the sofa and stoned all the time. She's in a bunch of stuff, but she's not been a big lead except for one where she played a lead with Michael Cera, and I can't remember the
Okay.
name. And she made like this whole puppet thing, and it was really cool.
Cool.
She's kind of an interesting, I would say, actress and comedian. Very indie rock kind of style.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
She
and
had.
she was in there.
She could be a total fucking hipster, you know, and
She kind of is, in my opinion, but I mean, I think she lives like somewhere, like Inland Empire right now or something. Like,
Oh.
yeah, she does her own thing, man.
That's
Like,
cool.
She does art too.
Cool.
Sweet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I know, like a lot of the secondary roles were really kind of interesting. I thought,
Yeah,
like
Yeah,
know,
she's kind
and-
of like, in my opinion, they casted her on purpose. She's kind of big time, in
Oh.
my opinion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like she could easily be a star of a TV show or sitcom, but
Right. She
isn't
has
right
the
now.
chops. you
I
know.
think so.
Yeah.
She's like on Conan doing funny. It's like she gets interviewed on, she gets interviewed big time too.
See, I don't know enough about like what good acting and bad acting is.
You
I
just got to go with what you believe, man.
Right.
What you see, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And like, like I mean, I didn't really find any like there was just a couple narrative complaints that I had, like, and I guess it's just not really worth going into it because of spoilers, but like
We already spoiled it.
Well,
Guess who ends up together in this movie? Duh. Right.
Well, okay. First of all, that was one of my issue. Another issue, which is that like always be my maybe, right?
Yeah.
Is kind of like, like implying that like it's a friends with benefits
Gotcha.
thing in my eyes, and
or keeping somebody in case, or like
yeah, just keeping
right?
someone around, like a side kind of thing.
Right.
Oh, what's that called? There's a name for that.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I learned it from, is it Parks and Rec? The TV show Parks and Rec?
Uh-huh.
You have somebody on hold. That's
On
what they
hold.
called it. Yeah, you got them on
Right.
hold.
Yeah, and so
Right,
that would be more of an always be
Yeah,
my
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
kind of
Yeah, yeah.
situation,
Gotcha.
and
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
This was not that.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, because they were apart. They didn't even
Right.
know.
yeah, like they had a falling out and just
Yeah.
didn't fucking reconnect for like 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
They had a big
and,
gap. Yeah.
So
Oh, and Daniel Day Kim was in it, right?
Mhm.
It was kind of funny.
yeah, he put the father, right?
No. He was.
no,
the-
he was the
Oh, he was. Oh, no.
fiancé,
Yeah, he was the.
original.
Yeah. He played the fucking the
Yeah.
bow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny when I saw that. I was like, oh shit,
Is he really 50?
probably or more maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was. Is he still doing like Hawaii 5-0?
No, not anymore.
Oh,
Because they wanted a salary raise,
right.
and they wouldn't get it, and then they
Just
bailed or something.
Bailed.
Oh, wow.
Him and the Battlestar Galactica chick, right?
Yeah, and they both either they bailed or lost their jobs. But he's got like I think he's like producing TV shows and he's doing a lot of shit.
Nice.
He's a busy man. I don't know about Grace, but
Grace Park, right?
yeah, she might. I mean,
Is that her last name Park? I don't know.
I believe it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's hot, so she's
Yeah,
just chilling.
she's hot.
She's hot. She's chilling.
Yeah, she's hot.
and he's working.
And
He's
Battlestar
busy.
Galactica is awesome.
Yeah.
Did you watch Battlestar Galactica?
I did not, but people love that show.
Dude, I love that
know
show.
people love it. I missed it.
I am one of those people that loves it.
Yeah,
I recommend it. You know,
I haven't seen it.
it's good. It's like fucking really good. Like even the ending is really good. It goes all.
So it's completed.
Yeah, it's completed. You know, you could like stream it somewhere. Like
Okay.
it was like one of the best sci-fi fucking channel like miniseries that I can think.
People really love it. There's a cult audience or an audience for it. So.
Why are you talking to me, Siri?
Oh wow. You asked.
Oh,
you
my
asked.
phone does that sometimes.
You asked a
too.
question.
Yeah, it's a good one. I mean, like some of the effect shots are kind of weird because like it was done like 15 years ago. So
Okay, so like early 2000.
yeah, in the early 2000s. So like the CG, like the space battles are a little probably dated now, but
Right.
like the way they would compensate was do like that shaky cam kind of thing, you know. But like the narrative is fucking solid, I think.
So when you're painting and stuff, are you watching anything in the background?
Sometimes
You know what I'm
I
saying?
watch stuff I've already seen.
Like what? Or what?
Like The Office is like one of the
A TV show,
Or
okay.
like Parks and Rec.
Oh, okay. So you've got that.
Then the other time I have like if I were watching like movies I've already seen
Right.
or documentary, I try not to put on anything new
Yeah.
Mm.
You can't
because
pay-
then I would have to pay attention.
Right.
Then other time is like either music or radio or podcast.
I see.
Yeah.
Cool. What about you, Luke? What do you do?
I used to like watch a lot of news, like 2IT.
Leave the news on?
Yeah,
On
leave the news
background?
on in the background, and like the young. I used to back when the extension, the internet extension kind of thing that I had, in my mom's place really worked, and I could watch videos in my studio. I would like watch like the Young Turks and stuff like that. I'm a big
Young
old,
Turks?
Yeah, I'm
Wow.
a big old progressive,
Wow. Yeah,
liberal guy, and
Awesome.
but for some reason I can't watch videos anymore, which is good for me. So I
Uh-huh.
just put Spotify on and
Sweet. Yeah,
just
yeah.
listen to music, or I'll stream like radio stuff like from YouTube, just because.
And that's why you're drawing or painting or something
Mhm.
like that?
Mhm.
Yeah. Nothing like bothers you that much where you have to like stop and you're like, I got to watch this.
I tried and I tried and I tried. Like I like for a while I'd try and catch up on like anime and work at the same time,
Can't do
but
that,
I
yeah.
can't do it because I don't understand Japanese.
By listening to stuff, does it ever fuck with your art? Like, does it ever
what do you
mess with
mean?
it? I don't know. Like you're doing something and you're watching something and maybe it's violent. You just kind of start changing a direction in your art. Does it ever affect it?
No,
Even though
I
you've
don't
seen it already?
think so. I don't
So it doesn't
think-
matter?
No.
No.
I mean, it almost becomes like a background noise.
Right.
Like
Lyrics.
music, or like sometimes even podcasts, I will listen to it and I'm listening and understanding at the time. But if I were to recite or like tell somebody that what I just listened to, if I'm not paying attention, like I can't.
I see.
Because it really becomes like a white noise or like,
I see.
just something to have.
How about silence? Does that work or does that not work?
I mean, sometimes when the song's done, and because I don't do repeats on my title or like
Right.
my streaming, like I'll just keep painting. Then I realize, oh, I'm gonna put something else on. So
Yeah.
there's moments like that, definitely. Yeah.
I just wonder how many artists out there always have something on, or do some just work in silence and just kind of,
Yeah.
it's always something, right? It's
It's
gotta be
always
video.
something. It's always like some music, just to kind of keep you kind of like give you a momentum or a pulse to, work with.
And plus, my neighborhood is kind of noisy sometimes.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. So you have a reason.
Like I have my headphones on most of the
Oh.
time in my studio for that reason.
I
Yeah.
I don't like wearing like headphones for very long.
Yeah.
It kind of like bugs it, like it kind of irritates my head after a while.
Yep.
And then like I'll have a tendency of listening to things too loud, and then when I go to sleep I'll just have that ringing.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Just-
That's
You're
crazy.
that's a high volume. Yeah.
Ouch.
But I always find that like when I listen to like music, especially with lyrics, I'll like just be I'll be working, and then suddenly I'll I hear an idiom that like the singer says, and suddenly it'll just kind of spark an idea in my head.
I do the same thing. I write down like a possible title because like sometimes my title comes from like the song I'm listening to. Yeah.
So that happens. Oh, so you're actually taking from it.
Yeah.
Sometimes, not just kind of grooving with it.
Right.
But it could be like a song you've heard over and over.
Yeah.
Then like certain times that you just catch that one little segment or one little part of it. Then
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. You suddenly like you're in a different kind of state of mind, and you hear it, and you're like, oh.
So is that why you have a title called "End of the Road" by Boys to Men? You have that, right?
Yes.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'm just like.
I to be honest, I don't know any title from Boys to Men like off my head.
Well, End of the Road.
I think that is right. I think
End
so.
of the road.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think. Anyway. So Albert Reyes just writes a message on our YouTube stream and said he's painting right now and listening.
Oh.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Hey,
podcasts
Albert.
are great. Hey, love you, Albert.
This is a live podcast, so it's even different. Kind of cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Podcasts are
I
great.
listen to you guys when I'm in my studio too.
But not live, right?
Yeah, live.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
See, I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
it. So
yeah.
I mean, there's not a lot listening, but if they
Yeah,
are,
yeah.
I hope you're grinding while you're listening to us, man.
Mhm.
Grinding.
Well, at least
Yeah.
you find it a little bit entertaining.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
there are definitely moments I just laugh out loud in my silent studio
my
by
God.
myself.
I wonder
like,
when. Fuck, I wonder when.
It's usually when I make an ass of myself.
Oh, really? Yeah.
like when you said pretentious, I'm pretty sure I laughed at home by myself in the studio.
So Albert Reyes actually told me, so after the podcast, he said that he thinks Michael Jackson's innocent of all wrongdoing.
Me too.
You think so?
Yep.
You don't think he touched children or?
I mean, he is strange person, but I just
Right.
don't see him as the
Pedophile?
that everybody paints him to be. And also the recent
Whoa,
documentary
that's crazy.
that came out, there was actually a wrong fact. So now there are these fact that's not matching with the timeline.
What's the wrong fact?
I forgot when the kid was molested, and because he said he was molested at certain part of the what's that? Michael's place, Neverland.
Oh yeah, Neverland Ranch.
Ranch. So when this kid said he was molested at this part of park or his ranch that had like a train station or whatever,
Yeah.
that wasn't constructed yet when they look back on construction plan. So there's like mismatch.
But that could be like a juggling. I mean, like, can you really seriously
did
recall
it.
things from freaking like say 20 years ago? Like,
But
with
also,
absolute
but this
certainty?
person is, I don't know, like, there's like both cases, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I listen to like both cases and like when I think about it, because like, I don't know, like Chappelle put it in a good way. It's like when he showcased his home, he's just being like a little kid. And look at this, like, popcorn machine that can produce like popcorn in like, how a popcorn
Right.
in like one
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
He just looks like a happy kid showing off his
So he didn't pull out his penis and go, "Look at this little
goods,
guy."
and like there was like nothing sexual. But I think
I don't know.
I don't know. Like I don't know. Like, but at the same time, I didn't watch this HBO show.
Oh, that show was brutal.
So I don't really know, but I
Very
mean,
brutal. Very
Yeah,
brutal.
That show was brutal.
But
You know what? I hope not for everyone's health's sake.
right,
But man,
I don't know. I mean, I'm convinced. I watched that documentary, and I'm convinced that, like,
Yeah.
he molested. And I don't think he did it, like, in the same way, like, a pedophile.
Okay.
Like, like, who is a grown-up and thinks that, looks at himself as a grown man, like,
Right.
preys on children.
Right.
I think that there was potentially some naive, kind of thought
process?
to it.
Yeah.
Like,
I could see that
Yeah.
too. But yeah. Anyways, we don't need to talk about. But this,
Yeah.
okay, so watch
But
while you're doing art, watch the HBO documentary.
yeah, but I don't have a HBO. But I don't have a HBO.
No, you don't have to. You just go to Put Locker. Oh,
But I don't know. I think I'm okay. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't know. I mean, like, I
Okay.
think everyone's
Sorry,
entitled to their
Albert.
opinion
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
that.
Albert, you're entitled to your opinion.
But I don't know. I can see to be honest, I can see like both sides.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And since I don't really know a lot about things, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I mean, if someone doesn't believe that it happened, that's fine.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Me
if
too.
someone does believe it, then that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
agree. Same thing.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't. It's not like, oh, Albert thinks that I can't be friends with that guy. Fuck that guy. Like, I'm not gonna. You know, it's not something for me to fucking, like, you know, get wound up about. You
Right.
know, so
Yeah.
you know, but I don't know.
Awesome.
So, anyways.
Yosuke, why do you paint so many globes? That's been a question mark. I mean, not just globes, but the circle.
Circle.
Is like an ongoing theme I've noticed for a while, and I wanted to ask you that before.
I think for one, it's easy to incorporate it into my style of work and compose my images. So sometimes I just use it mainly for the graphic element alone. Like, it'll be nice to have a circular shape here. And if it's a moon, it has that, you know, like the idea of like kind of being romantic or whimsical, mystical, you know, or surreal.
Have you heard that song from Rick and Morty, the Goodbye Moon Man song?
I haven't.
It's when I hear that song, I think of your paintings.
Oh, that's
I'm
awesome.
going to send you a link to it.
Oh,
It's-
great,
It's,
yeah.
it's actually sung by the guys from Flight of the Conchords, or one of the guys from Flight of the Conchords. I don't know whether or not you've seen that show. But,
Oh, I know the guys.
I know it.
I've
yeah.
seen a couple of episodes.
And that song, it has this like David Bowie-ish kind of
Oh, that's
quality
awesome.
to it. But you know, I'm going to send you a link, and
Great.
you know, but sorry for interrupting.
No,
No,
it's
it's
okay.
okay.
I don't know, on the circle, well, like if I talk about moon, it's, I don't know, it's just fun to paint, for one. And I just like adding faces on things. So it was easy for me to think of moon and putting a face together.
You must be pretty familiar with like all the scarring on the moon by now.
I mean, there's like one photo that I keep using as a reference. So if you look at my moon, it has like the same shadow or crater or like, you know.
But it's never the dark side, the other side. Or do we have pictures of that? I
I'm
guess
not
there must
sure.
be. We have pictures of everything.
But
yeah.
I don't know. But this is kind of getting to the point. It's almost becoming like my, you know, easy to go kind of things at the same time.
So then
too,
it might
though.
be gone soon.
Yeah. So that's why this time I tried to add the crescent moon with like a face being on like the unusual side.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so-
that one's an interesting one.
Yeah. So
that stands out.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
my little. Yeah.
You got a message?
Oh, sweet.
It's me.
Oh, yeah. I'll check it out later.
Yeah,
Yeah. But for the globe, is just me going to a thrift store one day and finding a, you know, like used up globe
Yeah.
and thinking, hey, if I put a face on it, I think it's gonna look awesome.
Mind if I ask what kind of material you're using to sculpt like the nose and lips? Are you
It's
using?
just one of those like resin epoxy.
Oh yeah, a two-part.
Yeah, two-part
Like, yeah.
epoxy. Yeah.
Yeah, those-
But that, like I talked about in the lecture, like when I think about it, I didn't think originally, but it goes back to like usage of like ready-made object and customizing, which is like a big part of the counterculture, you know, like customizing like your car, denim jacket for like graffiti kids, leather jacket for like punk rock kids.
Yeah, you said a skateboard.
Yeah,
actually, a skateboard.
skateboarding, like you
Yeah.
put sticker on it, change color of the wheels. So I think customization on mass-produced object is really like our generation's things to do. And
Sure. Same as a cassette tape. You
Yeah.
know, like making a cassette and
Right.
really decorating it.
and it
it's a thing,
comes
man.
from like the counterculture kind of aesthetic,
Yeah.
which is like a lot of the counterculture is from California, like say skateboarding, surfing, you know. So, like that wasn't originally in my head, but when
Right.
I think about it, I can make those kind of links
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
with the work now.
I thought that was a cool
Right.
explanation because you showed pictures.
Yeah, because that's one thing like I was trying to do is because like I'm trying to learn a little bit more about like art history or like trying to be able to like put like historical references to, you know, art that I do because I think it helps to communicate like where it's coming from or, you know, time frame of where my
Or
art
how it
would
fits
fit.
into a bigger picture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bigger picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's good for everyone to do if you if you're into
Yeah.
it. That's it. Because I know that some people who do art and then they do a talk, if you don't really, I don't know if it helps when you have some references or historical references for your own work. Ideally, that's kind of what people are curious about is
Right.
where is it all coming from?
Right.
It's always going to be
Yeah.
asked. So for you to, if you just said, hey, I just saw this and I just wanted to paint it, it's kind of boring.
Right.
I'm not saying you have to have an explanation, but when you kind of know where it's all coming from, it's kind of
Right.
cool.
But
In your 20s, you might not know.
yeah, but I
Sure.
didn't
You know, you
realize
have no
this
idea.
connection till like pretty recently,
That's
to
okay,
be honest.
and that's fine.
Yeah.
At our age, I hope we can figure out the context of why we do things.
Right.
We might not know, but eventually you'll find out. For some of it, you'll
Yeah, yeah.
figure out. Oh, I do this because of this, or
Definitely.
because I grew up with this. Obviously, it's now manifesting, right?
Yeah,
Right.
because like when I was
I hope so.
originally sculpting, I wasn't thinking about, ooh, this is like the Dadaism of like ready-made, like a Marcel Duchamp who used like urinal to a fountain. Like that
Wow.
didn't come to my head. It's after like watching documentaries and learning
Yeah.
about certain movements.
And you
or,
realize
Then
why,
I'm
right?
like, oh, there's a connection. Like
Yeah.
What are these? Are you using specific genuses of flowers for some of these paintings?
Flowers, like some it's just straight up from like internet. Like I follow a lot of like flower photographer on Instagram. So like certain flower, I know it would fit with like my moonflower style, just as in visually. So I just save those.
So no specific
And
like symbolism?
some are like old, one of those like botanical like vintage illustration that I searched online.
But don't they have meaning sometimes for what?
Some
context,
flower
right?
comes with meanings. Like
Yeah.
poppy is meaning is sometimes is connected to like a death or sleep. Because with poppy seeds, I think you can make some kind of substance that help you to like sleep or
get high.
get high or something. Yeah. So
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, but sometimes you're using like didn't you use like the migratory butterflies? It's a certain.
oh, I mean,
breed.
yeah, that
you're using
is like a
certain-
natural phenomenon that we we saw this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Also, it's like stuff like a super bloom.
Yeah. Very
And
cool.
also like a nature painting's been around for so long, so it is like in a way of like my modern like surrealistic or lowbrow take on that subject matter too.
You just mentioned lowbrow.
I didn't realize like we were like a third generation lowbrow till like you mentioned it on the podcast, and I was like, hey, if Luke's third generation,
you're
I
definitely-
think I'm the late third generation
yeah,
because
absolutely.
we didn't start exactly at the same time.
Well, I mean,
but
like,
I think I was within the time period, so I'm happy to be part of it. To be honest,
and also like lowbrow meaning like just some weird kind of generalized like label for illustrative art.
yeah,
you
but I
know,
think
but-
if it's, I don't know, I prefer the category of lowbrow over like pop surrealism.
Oh yeah. Pop and surrealism are.
Where do those words? Okay, where did that one come from?
I'm not sure who
It came
coined
from
it.
Kirsten from Rock LaRue.
Oh, I
she
didn't
made
know
it.
that.
She made it up.
She had a book called Pop Surrealism.
I see.
Oh, okay.
Actually, lowbrow came from Robert Williams, whose first book was the lowbrow
Oh,
art
I was just
of
watching his
Robert Williams.
documentary before I came here today.
Oh, was it good?
Yeah, it's. I mean, I didn't finish it. I was watching it and I was like, oh shit, I gotta go. So I didn't get to
That
finish.
dude's rad.
Yeah.
He's a legend.
Yeah.
But I learned today like hot rod culture came after like World War II when a lot of the Model T was used for like a tank.
Yeah.
So all the young kids after coming back from the war, they have to use like a scrap, like a car, and like you put bunch of like different parts from like junkyard.
From my
So
understanding,
they're making a rat rods.
Then
rat rods? Yeah.
making like customized car, which ended up leading up to like hot rod culture. I thought that was like super cool.
I also, from my understanding, it was also a lot of pilots, like who kind of fed into that like hot rod culture because like
Pirates?
not pilots,
Pilots.
Oh,
like imagine
okay.
like you're like flying like planes
Oh,
at
yeah,
like
yeah,
crazy
yeah, yeah.
speeds, a lot faster than a normal car.
Right,
Yeah,
like because
Yeah.
they were putting like a huge engine on those like tiny little cars.
Yeah. I once had just at the street, the Ernie Wolf Gallery.
Right.
I had.
Oh, I met him last week.
You
Yeah,
met
yeah, yeah.
you met them. I had dinner with Robert Williams there.
Oh,
he
way.
had a dinner and he invited me, James Jean and whatnot, and I sat right across from Robert Williams the whole night.
Nice.
That's
It's cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was amazing. But
Was he cool?
yeah, totally cool. He was kind of quiet, but he was cool. And then once the word like anything about chicks and perversion or pervert stuff, he woke up. Man, did he wake up right at that moment. It was
That's
just like he
funny.
started getting weird and wild,
Oh,
man.
that's
He started telling some funny stories.
Nice.
So yeah, that's what it's about. When you got to bring that. If you like want to know anything or want to talk to him,
Right.
it's
gotta
bring
have the
those-
ladies.
you bring up the ladies, and all of a sudden he perks up. Like, bing! Like he went from like kind of quiet to very alive, and he started laughing, and his eyes got all big and shit. It was good.
Wow.
That's awesome.
He's a good man.
Yeah.
He was cool. Very cool guy.
Do you have a fancy car outside?
He did not that day, but he has fans. I think he has a Model T.
Yeah, he's got a crazy collection of cars and
Does he?
hot rods.
I think
and
he
stuff.
lives in is it Burbank or Studio City or something like that.
Yeah, I'm
he
not
lives somewhere
sure.
or North Hollywood or something. He lives out there. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, cool guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool
So that's where lowbrow comes from.
Yeah, and so I mean, like I often like associate. I personally, I
You
often
tried so hard to make a new word, and boof, just ended.
Boof. Yeah,
But-
I've given up. But like, you
So
know,
when like if I mention like lowbrow to people who are not familiar with like art world, they wouldn't get what I'm talking about.
probably not. Yeah, because
No.
Like people are like, hey, what kind of art do you do? I'm like, something like a lowbrow.
I would say I would actually.
They might have a mental idea, but I think probably not know really what it is, right?
Oh,
When I think of lowbrow, I mean like it
might just think of-
originally
yeah.
was associated with like hot rod tattoo cultures. You know.
oh, it's not counterculture in general, but it's more specifically those.
I
two
think
kind of
it-
For
categories.
art,
Yeah, for-
it is. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's specifically that style or that look.
Yeah, like like like
I don't think it's a universal term.
Because
Right.
like when I think about lowbrow, it includes like the underground comic, like skateboarding culture.
I don't know. Does it include skateboarding? I
No.
mean, it is a lowbrow culture, I suppose, by definition. But
right.
Oh,
Yeah.
then I'm thinking like lowbrow in like way bigger category than it
Then-
really is.
and,
then.
and I think that like it's been used that way,
Yeah.
Right.
but I don't really
Originally, it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
not for art.
It was a
right?
little bit
Yeah.
more specific than what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think. I mean, like, but like
Okay.
that, but
Like, is punk rock considered lowbrow?
yes,
No.
Maybe. I don't know.
think
Then the
so.
skateboarding has to be lowbrow too,
Yeah.
right?
Then I would say yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's a counterculture kind of thing,
Okay.
and
What about
know.
rap? It was lowbrow.
it probably started off as lowbrow, but
Yeah.
it as an art form, it's not something that celebrates its lowness.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
like
it celebrates
punk-
highness.
Yeah.
It's the other way around.
And it's evolved.
Yeah.
You know, in a way, like what in terms of production value, like because
Yeah.
originally hip hop was just like two turntables and a fucking microphone.
Oh,
Yeah,
Run
yeah.
DMC style.
Yeah.
So
Right.
badass.
DJ Herc,
Oh, yeah, the Cool Herc.
Cool Herc.
Yeah, but like Run DMC was my favorite because they just had black jackets and
Yeah.
you know they
Adidas.
weren't
like
Adidas.
Shelto Adidas.
they weren't wearing furs and shit like that or
Right.
tank tops. They were like,
Right.
nah, they were just like black jackets and just really like as punk rock as can be, but it was hip hop. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, and
But it was like in their voice, they weren't like doing weird happy rhymes. Their rhymes were like kind of meaner sounding. Everything was meaner sounding. Yeah, it was
compared to
cool.
like the Sugar
Very-
Hill Gang stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm
and-
saying. Their raps are like, you know, like a really goofy sounding rap, and theirs was just like almost like punk rock shouting. You know, yeah,
Yeah.
really cool. Anyways, sorry, that's lowbrow.
But
Okay.
like
That was probably lowbrow. I
But
guess.
like at the same time, like
I don't
if
know.
like if you were talking to other artists and you
Right.
mentioned lowbrow, I think they would understand
Understand.
like that. What you're
Yeah.
implying is like illustrative kind
right.
of art.
What
because,
about street art culture?
Oh, that's
It-
I think that would
that's
fall
a
into
lowbrow
that
too?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
New, like you think about like say like old like 70s 80s like New York subway graffiti
Right.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
you know, like they would
like the Wild Style and
Right.
those guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would kind of be considered like lower culture kind of stuff,
Right.
you know. But you know, I mean, just because like if you like look at it in terms of like context of contemporary art, I think that like you know, I mean, like people have been saying painting is dead for like how many fucking decades? Like,
Have they? I don't even know.
Yeah.
I've not heard people say it's dead.
it's yeah. It's,
But I mean, it's
Really?
like one of the most traditional medium.
it's a
right?
traditional medium, but like in terms of like contemporary museums, like you know, I think a lot of people would just kind of believe that like painting is dead. Like,
Oh, so it's all about like
Yeah,
some
yeah.
weird immersive electronic kind of
or
that
like,
stuff. You mean
I mean,
experiential?
like, because like the different techniques and different, like, saying like what is painting, like, it like the idea has been pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed to the point where, like, the rambling scribbles of Basquiat, or the
Or like when the minimalism, some
Right.
artists just soak the canvas because it took away the action of putting the paint on the brush and applying it onto canvas. It was more direct and like shorter way of making painting.
Exactly. Like, it became that, what we're doing is backtracking,
Yeah.
and
But sometimes art goes the back way too, right?
Sure.
To create something new.
well, I mean, like, if you compare what we're doing in, like, compared to, like, say, classical painting, like from, hundreds of years ago, like, back then you would never see work like this. It was always very religious or autobiographical,
or
and
painting of a rich family.
Yeah,
autobiographical.
like portraitures and stuff
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
and
Or pioneer paintings.
meanwhile, we're using kind of some contemporary ideas and using them to, illustrate our own personal narratives.
Right.
Like, this work is about you.
Yeah.
At least I think it is.
It is.
It is.
I think so.
Yeah, it is.
I think that was part of your talk, was the fact that some of it was about California and how much you love that. You love
Right.
being here and
Yeah, but that's all your personal experiences.
Yeah, so it's about Yoskay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, this kind of like gets into, like, the category of illustration versus quote unquote art.
Right.
And I always I think, like, art is about the artist. Meanwhile, illustration is a tool.
Yeah, there is a function
Yeah.
to illustration.
Right.
Yeah.
Where, like, you are working under an art director, and
There's a client.
and
Yeah.
the illustration has a function.
Yeah,
The function is
right.
to
Illustrate a narrative or something, right?
Right.
Yeah,
From-
usually a written word.
the-
Usually, but not
or
always.
or an advertisement.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's even worse.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But the thing is
Product.
that, like, again, the line kind of begins to blur when you get into editorial illustration, where it becomes the illustrator's impression of something.
But there's still an art director there.
Still, there's a purpose that the illustration's serving too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's supposed to entice someone to read the article, or
Yeah.
or
Right.
to illustrate an idea that's being discussed in the article, or
Right.
something
To
like
make
that.
you visualize it or something, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Still a tool, a little bit of a tool, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's always a fun topic. I think we could like go hours on eventually. One of these days. But we just tapped on it. Right?
But I think that's why I enjoy like the counterculture so much, because like so much of it is like illustration based graphics, like talk about skateboard graphics, like music flyers and everything's like, I don't know, like when I was growing up, like I
It's your
felt
tattoos.
like, I feel
just
like that.
too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's youthful. It's fun.
Yeah.
Right.
It's exciting to look at. It, like, kind of, grabs you and, like, says, like, hey, I'm communicating to you. You
Yeah.
know, like,
Yeah.
I like one of the things that I keep feeling when I go to a fucking contemporary art museum is, if I see it like in the back of an alley, and I just walk by it, without a thought, why should I give it attention because you moved it into a fucking museum?
Under different setting. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if you're just gonna fucking, like, have a ripped canvas fucking tossed out by a fucking dumpster, with a bunch of fucking garbage fucking, like,
You're
stuck
like,
to
oh,
it.
somebody put the elbow through it.
Yeah, whatever, or some shit like that. And, like, especially nowadays, like, especially now in the year 2019, because, I mean, like, you go to the Tate in London,
Sure.
and you'll see, like, I don't remember the name of the artist, but he or she was the one who, like, has a raw canvas and a slit, cut down the center of it.
Right.
And like, at the time, it was cutting edge. It was like really,
Innovative.
Excuse the pun right there.
yeah.
Very cutting edge.
edge.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, like, okay, this is like taking, the idea of two-dimensional artwork to a whole new fucking level of execution and, communication. But like, you do it now, it's like you're just fucking going back fucking 60 years, 50 years ago. You're just fucking like, and it's already been done.
Yeah.
All that shit can only be done once. And hopefully be like, caught by the right art critic, so.
Yeah. When I went to the Tate, you been there?
Yeah.
Yes, I went to the Tate. I went when there was the art piece was the entrance of the Tate. Someone had put a crack in the ground. Was that there when you were there? It was a crack.
There's something similar at the San Francisco
So the
Museum
whole thing
too.
had a crack in it, like all
And
the way.
people were paying attention to the crack.
But that crack was epic and it was big. Like if you fell in it, you'd fuck yourself up.
Oh, that
right.
So
big.
it was blocked off.
One
Yeah.
I'm talking
Like
about
like
is
you would
different.
you would trip over or you would trip or something. I mean, it wasn't that deep, but it was big enough where if you weren't watching, you'd fuck yourself up on that crack because it was big enough. It wasn't a little line. It was like twist your ankle, break your ankle kind of a crack.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
In some part, yeah, and it was interesting because that was like the whole place had a big crack in it, like big.
There's something
It was weird.
similar at
Yeah.
the
I don't know who the artist was. but,
not the San Francisco MoMA, but
never seen that.
the museum in the Golden Gate Park.
Might
The
be the same artist.
entrance has the same thing, like crack, and it goes up to this like big boulder rock, and rock has a crack too.
Wow,
and it
might
goes
be the
on
same,
the floor.
Must be the same
yeah.
person. I don't know. I tripped out on that. I was like, oh, it's kind of cool, but like I said, that I might want to see only once. Like I don't,
Right. Well, it's like the mass at fucking LACMA, like I don't know why. Like I remember like when they were like hauling that boulder
that thing.
across fucking like downtown
that was
across
such a
Los
big
Angeles,
story, man.
and then like I fucking go see it and I'm just like so underwhelmed.
But that was like good PR, I guess. It's
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's like it got some attention, like as if it was the space shuttle being towed around L.A. right before it goes to a resting spot. I'm like, we're talking about a rock, like a boulder,
If they were able to do something to create
Amazing
like the
PR.
effect of where I could really feel the weight and it almost feels dangerous to be around. Then like fucking okay, you did something great, but nope. It's fucking nope.
I like how, but you and also one of the things you did in your talk was talk about you like James Turrell.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting because that's the color I could see you might match your paintings, but man, the ideas of what he's doing is completely kind of different, right?
Yeah, I mean,
It's like
it's such a site-specific type of work.
Yeah.
And especially this specific installation was meant to see during sunset.
Yeah.
Like when the sky's color starting to shift.
Yeah.
And as the sun was going down, like the LED that was installed along the wall kept shifting from like different color from like, you know, all the spectrum, right?
Yeah, there's one in a sculpture of his, anyone can see it at, is it the Claremont College?
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's one there that you could see.
You know, it's crazy how much installation he has all over this country.
Yeah. So the same thing. It's I think during sunset is the time to look at that because the lights kind of it all
I
balances.
know who you're talking
Right?
about.
But
Yeah,
then,
that guy's awesome.
I guess people, I guess at Claremont, they were saying that people go there and make out and shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's like the
Our like the
That's a
one we
makeout spot,
went
yeah.
in Texas University was so packed, like you wouldn't be able to like make out.
This
with
one though, it's
anybody.
like on campus, so it's like people,
Oh,
every day.
The one we went to,
It's
like that was on campus.
Yeah, this one wasn't packed. So if you go there at an hour, I mean, it's not all packed. You can you can go in with your girlfriend and make
And
out.
I know there's another one. There's another really good one in Dallas.
Yeah.
Because Dallas has a sculpture museum, and supposedly there's a really good Turrell there also.
Cool.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
there's I think it's still under construction, but he's building the biggest site-specific one in Arizona.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I think that's where he resides.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, it was interesting. I was like surprised you brought that up, and I mean, I think a lot of the people that probably watched you talk, that kind of know your work, were probably surprised at kind of the things that you showed, the influential stuff that you like. It's like people.
I mean,
people who see your work might not
right.
think, oh, he likes Turrell. It might not show.
But I mean, it might not show in my work, but I definitely was influenced by those kind of
Yeah.
moments that I experienced.
Yeah, no,
And
that's
same thing with like Ellsworth, like the stuff I kept, because like everywhere like me and my girlfriend went, he was there. Like he definitely had a piece here, piece
Wow.
there, and like we kept
Yeah.
seeing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool. Yeah, I know people are just like, whoa.
Yeah,
I don't-
especially
yeah.
the one in Austin,
Yeah.
the Temple of Light.
That was cool.
That is really, really
Did you shoot
cool.
those photos? The one with the moon and everything? Was that yours, or did you just?
Oh
do-
no, that was me
Yeah. Wow,
using
you
my
shot those?
iPhone.
Awesome.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Turrell one, right?
Yeah. I didn't
that was
know.
mine.
Cool.
Yeah.
This is a funny picture that I took at the Tate Museum. I was pointing out the one rock that was out of place in this structure.
Yeah.
But I know, and I think that's like, especially that artist, that you mentioned. I mean, his work is freaking crazy because it's takes into so many different things into
Yeah.
consideration. You
Yeah.
know, like placement of the sun.
Right. It's like
Colors.
yeah.
Color, yeah.
Technically, it's never the same, right?
right.
Right.
Yeah.
The color can never. Well.
Right.
Yeah. This because it's outdoors.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
His part is the
yeah.
control can be the same maybe. But
right. But what you are picking through that opening,
Yeah, it will never be the same.
right?
Yeah.
So I think I don't know. I think it's just such a cool and rad idea.
Right.
And sometimes like simple is the best. Like
Yeah.
you don't really need anything else but the sky and the opening.
No. Yeah. I love like public art in general. Like.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
like you say, like, have you seen the Bean before?
No, one in Chicago, right? Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like
Anish
this-
Kapoor, right?
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm so bad with names, but like I think a lot of people kind of
I
like
haven't seen it.
Yeah.
will think about it. It's like, oh, it's a fucking mirrored bean,
Yeah.
bean-shaped fucking thing. But like when you see that thing in fucking person. It's fucking crazy.
Like
It's
he does like crazy installation. Like one I've seen of a Kapoor that he did was this like steel sphere that took up like entire room.
Wow.
And there was like a tiny, there was not a tiny, but good enough opening that you can like climb up the stair and like look into it.
Wow.
And it's just like a pitch dark.
Wow.
But it was like taking up so much space. Like you can walk around it, but you have to kind of walk by the wall to be able to experience it. That's super cool.
I wish I had a mind for public art. Like maybe I will. Who knows? But like there's like Chicago. If you ever get a chance to go to Chicago, like especially around like, I forgot the name of that park where all that shit is.
Right.
But there's some amazing stuff. But I also think that what's interesting is that like contemporary art like is kind of evolving to be able to create things that do attract our attention. Like I was just like, thumbing through like some of my stuff on Instagram, trying to find like funny photos of me and the Tate, and but like I remember that was when they during that trip I was able to experience the Rain Room, which they brought to the LACMA.
Right, I missed that. Yeah.
And it was an interesting experience because what it is a good black room, and it's raining inside there,
Right.
But as soon as you walk in, like a ring forms around you where no
Right.
water will hit you. Obviously,
Wow.
some
So
water will
cool.
hit you
Right.
because like just
Right.
we're just not that fucking perfect yet.
Yeah.
But like
The idea alone
yeah.
is super cool.
and you're just walking around and and then of course you see like all these kind of like quote unquote Instagram museum-y kind of things.
Right. Like Kusama Yayo's like infinite room.
Right.
Yeah.
And that obviously there's like a lot of weird kind of mixed feelings about that
Right.
because like on one hand like it's become this fucking dumbass thing that you see on Instagram and fucking social media, and it's like frustrating because like people are going there just to take a picture, not to
Right.
really genuinely experience the work, and because there's so many people coming, you're not even given the time to fucking
Yeah.
like
Enjoy
really
it
immerse
fully.
yourself
Yeah.
in,
Yeah.
and but like it's good that people are like also
Going to museum.
going to it,
Yeah.
2019. That's what it's like. That's
But-
where we are.
Yeah. I mean, the recent Murakami show is so Instagram friendly.
Yeah. sculptures, big paintings. And
I mean, the golden room
Yeah.
and the skull
Yeah.
carpet and flower carpet and all that. Like he definitely catered for those
that's
Instagram,
totally it.
social media friendly like platform.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I think that like it's going to be. I think the future is going to be interesting when it comes to contemporary art.
Yeah.
You know, I think that like I mean, it was hard to be moved by slits in a canvas, or or fucking white paintings.
Yeah.
But like I imagine that like when those paintings were created, young artists were
time and place,
freaked out by
yeah.
the things that they saw.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Hard to put yourself there, huh? You're just like that. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
And
look at it like
that's another thing I really like about lowbrow is we celebrate and embrace like a style and skill in
Right.
this genre.
Well, craftsmanship is definitely
You know?
like kind of come back, right?
Yeah. So I like that's another thing I'm proud to be part of this community that we like really do enjoy like good artists with like style and skill. Like that's a big part of it.
Eric, do you think it's kind of like an exclusively LA thing? Because I'm under the impression it is.
I don't go to enough other places that really, being immersed in like, let's say, the art of, the younger art of San Antonio or something like that.
Right.
Or,
Sure.
I don't know.
Have you been to New York recently to see all the different
haven't.
galleries?
I mean, there's galleries and some of it, no, actually, I haven't done enough.
No?
Well, when it comes down to it, no.
Right.
To be dead honest, no.
I wonder what, like Chelsea, right?
Yeah,
That
well,
gallery-
for example, what's his name isn't there anymore, right?
Yeah, Jonathan Levine's
Jonathan
gone.
Levine.
He's gone,
yeah.
right?
So
yeah, I don't know.
do you think that's a sign that lowbrow art isn't really welcomed in East Coast, or like
that's Manhattan, so
Right.
maybe it's different.
There is another gallery that kind of opened up like just a little bit outside of New York.
like in Williamsburg or something. I mean,
I think so.
Yeah, there's probably a ton like in Brooklyn, but
Brooklyn, like
but yeah,
Or actually, like not even in the five boroughs. I just started. I've
not in the
heard-
five boroughs,
Not in the five
like
boroughs.
in New Jersey or something.
Like a little bit above, like how Beacon is,
Yeah,
well,
that's like 2 hours, right?
an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Or something like, or an hour,
That's
but
damn
like we're
far.
45 minutes by train. But it's not considered upstate.
Yeah, Gotcha.
I think that like.
Well,
there's some stuff on the East Coast. Like, there's apparently a gallery that kind of shows a lot of the same artists that Corey Helford shows.
oh, cool.
And I'm guessing,
and this is like recent.
kind of recent, yeah.
Okay.
And like they work, like Beautiful Bazaar, like magazine does a lot of shows with them and stuff like that.
cool.
So
Basically, we don't know shit.
no,
That's what I'm conclude right now is
Right.
we don't know shit.
No, I mean,
but
like-
but I'm pretty sure the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area, doesn't have it as much. As,
well, I mean, like
It's here.
aside from Spoke Art, like I
That's
don't
what
know
I'm
any
saying, it's
other.
really-
like,
What
here.
about like Upper Playground? Are they still around?
have
Like
no-
5024?
I don't for showing art. I don't know.
Huh.
You
I
know,
really don't know.
I miss like 111 Mina. Like,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
That was I remember.
That's where I met David Cho, like
wow.
when I was going to school there.
Cool.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I remember seeing a Joe Soren show there. Just
awesome.
randomly.
Oh, no way.
I was going to this was back when I used to go. I was really a big music head, and we're just like chasing DJs, and like
Chasing DJs.
Chasing
Oh, no.
DJs. And
Joe
it was-
Soaring is awesome.
Yeah, it
I
was
really
like-
do enjoy his art.
it was like 94, 96, somewhere around there,
wow.
and I just fucking like stepped in his room, and I was like blown away by the work, and I was
Yeah, he's
like,
great.
fucking man, I wanna like I wish fucking like Instagram, like fucking like when I'm looking at the people I'm following, I want it listed according to like when I followed them. I don't want to, like that way, because I know I followed that gallery recently.
One day they should make a way to sort, so you
Yeah,
can sort your own,
like a primary and secondary.
or
kind of.
yeah, you could sort it
Yeah,
or
yeah.
sort it by different ways, like latest post versus
Right.
latest ad versus
Yeah,
first
yeah.
ad,
Yeah.
all that shit. But how come they haven't thought of that simple ass thing that they can do?
This is
instantly?
basically the algorithm. And
Yeah, I know. Fuck that.
so like fucking, whenever like like this person fucking like posts, it'll come up in my feed.
Yeah, I know.
You know.
And it's usually all chicks, probably, right?
No,
Oh, okay.
I don't like.
Or little dog pictures. I got dog pictures.
I wish I had the balls to be a little bit like creepier on Instagram, but I am not that kind of guy.
Just open like a second profile.
That's just so much work. Man. Like like I don't want to.
I think those who are creepy probably don't know they're being creepy. So maybe you got it, man. It's in you. It's in you. Anyway, cool, man. I think we're at the 2 mark.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
past it actually. So
Cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, man.
Yoskay, thanks for
Yoskay,
course.
thank you much.
Man.
You should be a regular guest. I think that's kind
Yes.
of
Happy
part
to
of it.
be here.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is so
Yeah,
much
well,
fun.
this is your, you were in your show, and that was kind
Yeah,
of perfect timing.
Yes.
Plus, Giant Robot Hawaii.
Oh yeah.
Giant Robot Hawaii.
Yeah, Giant
Coming
Robot
up.
Hawaii.
Yep.
The 14th at Ars Cafe, and 15th, you guys will be, and I'll be there too at the night market. Yeah, so we'll be 15th.
Oh, so how are we
14th.
doing with
Fuck.
like a shipping and all that? Are we just putting our work in suitcase?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. That's probably
Everything
the best way.
I'm
Probably the
working
best
on
way.
is pretty like,
Yeah.
small.
Think
so.
of it that way. And night market, are we going to be drinking expensive lemonade again? Is that happening? And throwing.
Oh, I remember that. Like it's
I
the
don't
mason
even-
jar.
Yeah.
in
Is
there.
that-
I don't think it's gone.
What is the thing now?
Wasn't it like a $10?
It was
Did
Yeah,
you
it was
guys
$10,
spend, like,
but we
$10?
only got the $8 version.
So what is the thing now? Like Hawaii's filled with trends. I'm curious, what is it now that's going to
Oh,
be
we
the
gotta
trend?
ask Alofa.
And we gotta ask freaking the crappy kids.
Crappy kids.
Chad,
Yeah.
right?
Chad.
Maybe we'll be on a podcast there too. So.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, but nonetheless,
Yeah, he's a hype beastie kind of guy. He knows what's going on.
I wonder if they still use that term hype.
Yes.
No, they probably
They
don't.
no, I
do?
think they do.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, some things never die, man.
What was the other ones? Like hot or
The
something?
hot.
The hot means very hot. Yeah. Strange language. Okay.
I'm
like
looking
it.
forward to this. Oh my god, I've
But-
got so much work to do.
But thank you. Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys.
All right.